this portion really, I'm going to start out with like, about our company, our core values, things that we abide by here, how we behave and how we work on things. And then I'm going to go into social media. This all shouldn't take long. I should be done like in 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes at the most, right? So yeah, I don't like to just drag shit on. No, take a seat. Come on in. So number one, guys, man, this is my hottest topic. No gossip. Like, here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. We are a broken company. There's no brokerage out there that's perfect. They're all fucked up in some way or another. All I ask is that if you got an issue, bring it to us. Like, let's have a conversation. Let's work through some shit. And I believe that's for everything, right? So let's say Jacqueline has an issue with Kelly, like Brandy, whoever. I don't care who it is, right? You got an issue with somebody, you shouldn't bring it up to leadership and say, I got a problem with Robin. You should do what adults do and say, hey, Robin, can we work on something? Can we have a conversation? Hey, Marcus, you said something the other day that kind of fucked with me a little bit. Can we talk about that? Like, that's the way I want us to behave here. And I will tell you, like, I even got like exercises around that, right? So if you come to me and let's say Jackson got a problem with Anna, I'm like, she's like, you know what? Anna said something. I'm like, oh, really? So I do one or two things. I'm going to say, Anna, oh my gosh, she's fucking amazing, isn't she? Isn't she just awesome? Let me tell you what she did for me the other day. She did this and she did this and she does that. She's still great. Can we agree? And you're going to know real quick, I'm not for your bullshit. Like real fucking quick. Right? Or if somebody comes to me, Marcus comes to me with someone on Brandy and he's like, hey man, I got a problem with Brandy. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Brandy, hey, come here real quick. Hey, let's sit down. Let's all sit down. But we're going to talk about it, right? Because here's the truth of the matter. A few components to it. One is, I've never seen a problem with these two people be solved without both of them involved.
Right.
I've never seen it happen. If you've seen it happen, man, fucking bring me that magic. Because I ain't seen that shit yet. We got to sit down and be adults about the conversation. If you need a mediator, man, I'm all for it. I will help you to work through the issue and get it solved. But other than that, like, here's my feeling is, I think we can all agree with this. If you're talking to her about me and you haven't figured this shit out together and you haven't brought it to me, what is going to happen when I hear about that shit?
Escalate.
Yeah, it gets worse. Yeah. If I'm talking bad about you to her, right? Or we're me and you know, Robin, whatever it is, how are you going to feel later on when you hear that we've been talking about you?
A little upset.
It's shitty.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'll say is, I know I don't want it for me and I know you don't want it for you. So why don't we start that culture and let's not make it a normal thing? I'm telling you, gossip fucks up organizations like crazy. Gossip is one of the quickest way to totally destroy a culture. And I challenge you to do this shit at home too. Like I'm the one that's known in my family to be like, no man, fuck all that. We're gonna talk about it. Like I'm not gonna put up your bullshit. Right? Go into a room and I hear all the old Theas talking bad about another Thea, and she walks in the room like, hey girl, I'm like, hey, what y'all say? What y'all say? Tell her right now. And you're like, my wife's face is like, what did you just do? But I'm that dude, man. And everybody's like, man, you're kind of an asshole. I'm like, I'm the asshole. You're the one talking shit about people like a punk, man. Yeah. It's fucked up, right? That's funny. I don't be, and it, it sounds kind of get like, say it to my face. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just that type of guy, right? But if you don't, you lack integrity, you're a punk. Shut the fuck up. Like I hate, it's a little mean, I'm a little crude, I'm a little rude with it, right? But that's reality. If you do not have the guts to say it to someone's face, you lack integrity, you're a coward, period. I don't care how you try to shape that. That's just the way it is. And I know a lot of people disagree with me. I don't care. I just know here, we want to be gossip free. I think it's a great way to run an organization and a business. Man, I think it's just fair. I think it helps us. The reason why you don't tell that person to their face is you're afraid, which means you need to work on that skill of getting over your fear and how to present and how to have the conversation, and it makes you better. It'll make you better for your relationships at home. It'll make you better for your relationship with your spouse and your family and all the people around you when you get to learn how to just have conversations with people. It's practice. It's an art form. It's not easy, but it makes you better, I promise you. All right, everybody get that part?
Yep.
We're cool? All right, great. We're clear on that? It is grounds for termination. Like I have had people, like I sat down with someone and I said, can I tell you something? And they're like, what? And I said, you know how much better your life would be if you minded your own business and mind your own business and stop running around fucking with everybody and gossiping and shit? And they were like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, man, like all the problems in the building, everybody's like, well, such and such said this and such that. It all comes back to you. Like you can't stop talking about people and getting in business and shit. Like, and you're not selling anything. Fuck are you doing? Like, I'm real with people, right? I'm like, maybe if you stopped all this bullshit and gossip and you got down to business, you would make some money and you wouldn't have time to talk shit about people. It's just a little theory of mine.
Yeah.
And she left and she called me a bully. I'm like, fuck out of here. Right? I'll be real with you. But I'm real with people and I'm willing to have a conversation because I love you enough to be honest with you. Because I'm willing to bet if it's messing with you here, it's probably messing with you in other places too. It's probably like this drama that follows you everywhere, and you wonder, why me? Girl, why you? Because you don't know how to be quiet and chill out, right? Okay. So core values, guys, and this is, I want all of us to adopt this or some version of this for yourself. So you should have your core values in life, the way you run your life, the way you run your business, the way you run your family, your household, all those things. And a lot of times people, they're battling with a lot of small problems because they haven't found to stay within their core values. When you live in your core values, you don't have really small problems because small problems don't come around because you're like, no, right? You stick to who you are. And if you stick to who you are, you don't have to worry about telling stories or remembering shit or whatever. It just rolls, right? So number one is personal responsibility. For lack of better terms, you got to own your shit. I'm going to tell you, this one's the first one because it affects all these other things. I'm telling you, when my kids mess up, right, or when I'm in a relationship, when things aren't going well or whatever, and we're having the conversation, I got to own my part in everything, right? So I'm going to tell you right now, this is the way I believe. So I coached high school football for 4 years before I got into this, right? I loved it. Greatest time of my life. I want to get back to coaching high school football. I believe I'm a high school football coach in real estate. Because I talk a lot of shit, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the thing is, when we won, I blame my players. When we lost, I blame me. These are my kids. This is my game. This is my game plan. I set this up. These are my coaches. Like, it was my fault. How do I fix this? That's personal responsibility. Just own your part, right? Maybe you went to the wrong school to coach the wrong kids. Still on me, right? My coach, the first person who ever like really put this on me and it really started exploding my business when I owned it was he said, Ozzie, if you are at a stoplight and you get rear-ended, whose fault is it? And according to insurance, everybody's like, well, it's the guy who rear-ended me. Good morning. Come on in, grab a seat. According to insurance, the guy who rear-ended you is their fault, right? Failure to control speed or whatever the hell they call it, right? Well, according to my life, it's my fault. Could I have left early? Could I have left late? Could I have turned right? There's a million other things I could have done to put myself in different situations. And the main reason that is, and this is hard for people to wrap their minds around.
You can't fix it if it's not.
Yeah, you got to own it, right? You can't fix what you do not own, number one. Number two, you either take personal responsibility and you own your role in it, or you've got one other position in that situation that's victim. And I ain't a victim to shit. I've been through a lot of shit. Life has handed me some cards just like the rest of you guys in here, right? But we are not victims. We're going to come out of this shit on top. And the first thing we got to do is say, okay, life happened. It happened to me. Now, what am I going to do with it? We can go out there and make impact. We can go out there and change the world. We can go out there and do so many fucking things. Or we can give up and lay down. And I don't get in business with that. I get in business with gritty ass people who've been through the mud and want to keep on moving. And the first thing is we got to own our part. It's hard. Second part, commitment, guys. This is a tough one. One of the first things I see it happen a lot in real estate with real estate agents, especially like the new ones, they get in and they're like, I'm gonna try this for 6 months. If I don't make any money, I'm gonna quit. Or I've got to go find another job, or I've got to go do something else. The problem with that is that has already given you a plan B. Plan B is sabotage or plan A. It's like, you know, me and my wife, we don't work out. I got this old chick from high school, you know. It's gonna be, you know, this girl been hitting me up, right? So we don't, what? No, there's no nothing. It's me and this woman till the day that we die. There's plan A and only plan A, and I'm committed for life. That's how we play this damn game. She used to joke with me. She's like, you fuck with me, you stuck with me. Right? It's funny, right? And I told her, I was like, well, we got a couple options, right? Either one of us dies or we're gonna ride this thing to the end, all right? That's the journey we made. I never take off my ring, right? 24 years, and I'm just, this is it, man. So it's commitment. And I want you to understand it happens a lot in business where they have plan Bs and it fucks up plan A. And they don't even realize what it's doing mentally, psychologically for plan A. So guys, I'm asking you right now to all make the commitment to say, this is what I am doing for the next 10 years, real estate. That's it. This is my career. Some of y'all, that's you, 10 years. I ain't never done nothing for fucking 10 years. Like, right? It's a little painful. But this is the truth is, and it's not just about saying you're committed, it's the act of commitment that changes some of the outcome. Right? It's not I'm gonna try this, it's I am doing it. And your fiber of your being, like your core system, your spirit moves you in that direction, and that's what we need to be. You know, I don't preach this to say like I'm like at a pulpit or some shit like that, right? Actually, we're here. Come on, we're here too. So it's, and this the thing is, man, I'll be real. My 1.5 second year in real estate, I lost my house to foreclosure and I got my car repoed on Christmas Eve. It was so fucking hard. I'll tell you the story, man. I came out of I'm not messing with it. I came out of Papacitos, right? Because back in the day, I managed Papacitos for a long time, so I go back there because I ate for free, right? And I couldn't afford shit at that point. And I come out, and I'm with a group of friends, and my car was gone. And I'm calling like, "Hey, my car was stolen." And I'm on the phone, and the officer or whatever, the dispatcher's like, we had a call for repo. That car was picked up because they have to call in to the police to let them know we're picking up this car just in case they call it disturbance. So nobody has to get arrested or whatever. We moved this like this a little bit. Give me all this. So the lady on the line is like, yeah, so we had to call in for a repo on that vehicle. Da, da, da. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm literally lying. My friends are standing there, and I'm like, yeah, we could file a report. No, she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, so fucking embarrassing, right? And at that point, you know, my wife was like, honestly, she was like, look, I love you, but you can go back to the restaurants. You can go back to managing Papacitos and we'll be fine. And I was like, babe, we just hit rock bottom. There's only one way up. Why would I go and quit when this just happened? Why would I quit real estate when we just lost our house and our car and call it a day? When it's like, I went through the hardest thing that this game's probably going to offer them. No, we don't stop. We keep running. And she was really upset with me, right? She's like, what are you doing? But that's also, I realized how committed she was to me too, because it's hard in that situation, financial situations, using a house, losing a car, all that stuff. For people to stay together, financial issues are the biggest issues a lot of times in relationships, right? So that commitment is why I'm still here, and why I'm 21 years in the game, and I'm living my biggest and best life, and I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. And it's simply one thing. I told myself, this is a battle of attrition. Attrition means people are going to fall off, get rid of it, quit, get out of the business, right? And I said one thing, I'm going to outlast every motherfucker I know. That's it. I'm just going to outlast everybody. Every year. That's commitment. Accountability. Oh, this is a tough one. So this one goes back to personal responsibility and commitment. Accountability we are going to have a lot of accountability conversations. There will be times on morning huddle where it gets uncomfortable, where I'm coaching someone in front of everyone and they are not owning their shit. And everybody's like, it'll suck the room out of the meeting, and people are like, what is happening here? But I don't believe in running from conversations or confrontation. I believe in going straight at it, accountability, right? And I will ask people questions like, do you believe you did what you were supposed to do here? I will ask people, like, one of the most famous questions you'll hear that confuses and pisses people off is I say, what do you think you should have done? I'm working through a situation of accountability. And I will tell you what I find in these coaching and accountability conversations is you already had the answer inside you the whole damn time. Like 99% of the time, you already have everything you need to accomplish everything you want to accomplish. But you're asking a question because you want me to give you this approval. You're looking for me to validate you for some reason. And people will keep, well, I need this. And I'm like, hold on, let's go back. And we work through it. But accountability in that conversation, and it seems hard and it feels weird sometimes, but accountability is the highest form of love. A lot of people are like, what the fuck does that mean? Accountability is the highest form of love. I want you to think about it. There's a stranger in LA that I've never met that's doing shit they're not supposed to do. I don't hold them accountable. Fucking know them. I don't care what they do. None of my business. I wish they would, but I don't really know. But I have my spouse and I have my family and I have my kids and I have all these other people, right? I hold them accountable because I love them and I want what's best for them. When you really love someone, you don't let them off the hook. You don't let them treat you like shit. A bad relationship. You hold them accountable to being better because that's what you do when you care about people. So the conversations are going to be weird. Sometimes they're going to feel a little more drawn out. But I tell you, like a lot of our coaching and training, I compare it to like tying your shoe. When you have a small kid, if you tie a kid's shoe for them every single time, and you don't allow them to tie their own shoe, they will never learn to tie their shoe. So the process of how we do coaching and training and accountability here is I'm not fucking tying your shoe for you. It ain't gonna help you. I'm gonna push you to be uncomfortable and go through the hard shit and do it yourself until you figure it out. And I gotta tell you, it is much more time consuming the way that I do it. Because it's much easier to be like, let me tie your shoe. Right? 5 seconds, boom, done. Get the fuck out of my face. That's what I feel that is. When I give you your answer, I do it for you. What I'm telling you is I don't care about you. Get the fuck out of my face. But when I take the time to go through tying your shoe with you and ask you the question, and you get pissed off and you're like, God, just give me the answer. Why is he always riddling me? That is my version of accountability and love. Why? Because that's the way I was raised. And I believe it was the greatest thing ever. My parents were gone at a very young age. I lived in the streets. 17 years old, I've been in jail 13 times by the age of 21. With a juvie, did a 30-day stint in juvie for some random shit. And my mom saw me in the orange jumpsuit and then she died months later. Fucking horrible, right? But after she left, I realized a couple of things. Man, she loved me so much that she didn't let me get away with bullshit. And I was still a troublemaking. I was a hard-headed son of a bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, right? I want to do my way whenever I want to. But the way she taught me things, I believe it's super valuable. There was a lot of love, and she would put me through the ringer on shit. And sometimes I'd be like, why are you like this? But I realized that she could give me the answer and make time I shoot for me, and that would take a couple seconds. But she would walk through a process with me, and she'd ask me questions and like make me do it myself over and over and over and over again until I figured it out. And it was kind of crazy. Like it actually shaped the way I thought about things so much that like in like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade, I was spelling bee champion I was 8th in Texas. I was like #1 in Pearland and Brazoria. Like I fucking killed everybody. Why? Because she would, when I would go to her, she was like my spelling coach until she got me a real spelling coach, right? She would ask me, what does this word mean? Why? Where's that from? And she bought me a book called The Word Within the Word, where you had to break down. Actually, I just bought another copy of it because I want to read it again as an adult. But it breaks down every word into pieces. And she could have just said, this is what this word means. She said, no, chop the word into chunks and figure it out. And that's how I went to spelling bees and dominated. Because I knew the word within the word. While the other kids were like, can I get a definition? Right? I was like, what's the origin? They're like, Latin. I was like, Latin, that means this and this means that. And first person not, and this is the anti. So, okay, I know the word. I spell it. And they're like, holy shit. Fucking crazy. I went on Thallium, Thallium, to beat everybody in Brazoria County. You know how I knew the word? Because I knew its origin. It was a Greek and partially Latin origin. It is an element on the element of the table of elements. And I was like, oh wow, elements usually that means scientific. And I put it together and I spelled the word, and they were like, ew. And I got to tell you, I don't remember ever hearing that word before I spelled it that day. It's kind of wild. But accountability, guys, like this conversation is it going to be hard? Yes. Are you going to get pissed off at me? Yes. Or is it going to be frustrating? Yes. But here's what I found out is if I can plant the questions in your head, at some point or another, you no longer need me. And this is the beauty of that is people like always ask me, like, guys, Ozzie, why do you teach these people all these things knowing that they're probably going to leave you anyways? Because that's what happens in real estate. I mean, we've seen it, right? There's high turnover in this business. People change brokerages, all kind of shit. But I don't want to build a group of people that are dependent on me for their success. Because I know one thing, just like my parents knew, I guess they figured it out by God or whatever, but there's going to be a day when I'm no longer here for you and I'm no longer here for my kids and my family. And I don't need to leave them depending on me, because if I go and they depend on me, man, life's going to really fucking suck for them. But if I give them every tool they need to live without me, when I'm gone, they still get to flourish. And that's love. That is real fucking love. When you can leave people the gift of not needing you and being able to cope and deal when you are no longer around. It's a painful but beautiful lesson. So that's how I work a lot of accountability and coaching conversations. How can I help you be the most self-sufficient human being you can be so you can feed your family and live your best life, whether I'm here or not? Contribution. This is something I want us all to carry. There's no secret sauce, man. Like some of y'all, like I was at a brokerage. Shit, I was at the brokerage. You were right? So I was at another brokerage, and I remember being a top. We were in a mastermind. I was the number one agent in the whole freaking office, and we're at a mastermind, and we're supposed to be sharing ideas and collaborating and working together. And one of these little fuckers says, "Well, I'm not here to share my secret sauce." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Bitch, I outproduce you 5 times over, and I'm willing to share everything. And you act like you got a secret. Your sauce sucks. Like nobody wants your sorry ass sauce. So you can keep that shit, right? But I want us. We don't need to be that place. I want us to be a place that they're like, well, abundance, man, share it." And I got to tell you, this leads to one of the greatest marketing strategies I can ever teach you. And I want you to write this down because this is going to carry to our next piece. Ready? This is the greatest marketing phrase that I will ever teach anyone. Show people what it's like to be in business with you long before they're ever in business with you. Show people what it's like to be in business with you long before they're ever in business with you. We're going to get deep into that with social media in just a little bit. What that is, and that's contribution, guys, is give it away. You want to know why Zillow dominates in some of these markets? Zillow dominated in Boston, LA, and some of these other major markets because they gave away the data for free before the MLS gave it away for free. Do you know why HAR is the most dominant search engine for properties on the MLS in Houston? Because we gave it away for free. While Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio, their system of MLS was all the agents get together, we put our properties in the MLS, but the consumer had to go to the agent to get the MLS data. We were gatekeepers. While Zillow found a way to give it away for free, that's why in Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio, Zillow has more market share when it comes to marketability, when it comes to creating leads. Here in Houston, we as an association decided that we were going to create a consumer forward-facing portal to give away the data for free. We beat Zillow to the punch. That's why Zillow don't have a stronghold in Houston like they do everywhere else. I will tell you right now, I've looked at every other MLS. I've been association forever. Houston has the most powerful association of realtors in the world. We have the most powerful collection of data. It's a forward-facing portal. We're clocking 4, 5, and 6 billion views a month, when Zillow is clocking 300 million, 200 million. Why? Because we gave it away for free before the other association or Zillow, whatever, could beat us to it, right? And I'm going to tell you, that is one of the greatest marketing strategies. That's contribution. That's contributing to people. All right. Eventually, if they use you enough, they'll end up seeing you as the authority. And once they see you as the authority, they will end up using you in real estate for real, like when they're ready to buy or sell a house. So hurry up and give this shit away. And you don't have a secret sauce.
What was the last one?
Huh?
What was the last part? Show people what it's like to be in business.
Show people like to be in business with us long before they're ever in business with us. So this is where that goes into branding, right? Who are you? And we're all different, right? And it's not just how do I sell real estate? It's who are you as a entity, as a brand. When people think of your name, number one, they got to know your name exists in the first place, right? So you got to get in front of you. Number two is when they think of your name, what do they think? And a brand isn't a damn logo. People would spend so much time on their logo. I'm like, nobody gives a shit, man. What's up, Google? Nobody knows, right? But it's a brand where they took this thing and got in front of so many people that now Google is not just a search engine. We say the word, Google it. That's how powerful a brand can be. But they made up this make-believe word. And now we have a feeling about it. Now it's a thing. It's crazy. So, guys, hurry up and give it away. Great. This is the most important one for me of all of them, because this is the determining factor on whether or not you're going to be successful or not. That's it. It's not how strong or smart or fast or beautiful or connected you are. It's fucking grit. When you get your ass whipped, are you going to keep on fighting or are you going to lay down? How many of you taken losses in real estate before? Or had bad years, or struggle years, or lost the house, or all kinds of shit? Yes, man, I'm telling you, it's fucking hard. I'm not saying that's never going to happen. It is going to happen. It's going to happen over and over and over again on different levels. Some are small, some are huge. But it's your ability to take that and say, I'm not done. This shit ain't over until I win. I'm going to keep on moving forward. I've lost $500,000 on a property. I lost $190,000 on a business deal in 2 months. Had 67 listings taken from me from an ex-business partner. It's painful. And I got to be honest, that one, I was so hurt because I had changed this person's life and brought them into my business that I was thinking about getting out of real estate altogether. And one of my coaches said, she said, Ozzie, you built it before without them. You can build it again without them, number one. Number two, she's like, every time we've been coaching, I know you're a fighter. Why are you fucking laying down now? She's like, fight for your people. And I did it. And we rebuilt like a son of a bitch. And we jumped back so fast. It was crazy. I got that $190,000 back in 4 months. Just fucking sold my ass off. I got on the phones and went crazy. But these are our core values. So you can adopt these and make these your own, or you can take them, make your own version, or you can scrap these and say, I want my core values to be a little bit different. But I challenge you to create your own core values of what you abide by. And you should know them by memory. You notice how I know it by memory? Like you should embed them in your mind, because when the hard shit comes, if your core values aren't in place, you will be fucking rocked. You will not know where to go or what to do. I just live by my core values. These are beacons by which I drive my boat and steer my vessel, right? If it doesn't fit into this, usually if I'm having problems and I'm like, oh my God, I'm lost and look it up. I go back to these and I'm like, you dumbass. Mm-hmm. You didn't abide by your own core values. And I get back in line and things get back where they're supposed to be. All right. Any other questions about any of that? We good? Makes sense? We clear? All right, moving on. Social media. Guys, I'm going to give you what we call the simple solves the complex. I'm not going to give you some overcomplicated, crazy ass marketing strategy with AI and ChatGPT and all this. I can teach you all that shit, but we're going to be real simple right now. This is shit all you guys can start doing today and put into your business and make it work today. Number one, simple solves the complex. When you send out an email, do you send it out without an email signature, or everyone should have an email signature? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. What's the difference between a Facebook post, an Instagram post, TikTok post, and an email? Nothing. It's all mass form of communication. It's all visible communication, right? It's all the same shit. Okay. What I know about agents is, I recruit, like that's kind of my job, right? And when I go online and I see an agent, the easiest ones to recruit, when I look at their social media, I'm like, oh my God, you're so fucking lost. You have no idea what you're doing. And these are the tips I give them. Number one, in your bio, switch it up to where when people see like when they go to your Facebook, so I'm gonna look at my bio right here. So you can pass around if you want to, but if you look at it, here's my bio, and most people's bios say like,
Mine says mi vida loca.
hey, and I gotta tell you, that's 99% of it, right? But here's the deal: is a couple things about marketing. When people go to your page, do they know what you do? Because that's part of creating your brand. You got to be able to stick in their head. Number two, they know how you do it. And number three, the quickest one is, do they know how to get a hold of you? Okay, so if you look at mine, and I'm going to copy and paste this in our Google Meets right now, so everybody can just copy and paste it to yours and recreate it if you want to. But it says Realtor broker, real estate broker / coach, and there's a little cell phone emoji, whatever. DM or text me 713-903-2121.
What?
I just went out. The energy, I surged that shit. Okay, and then it says, first time home buyers, new homes, invest. Right? So number one, I give a little brief. This is my title, real estate broker coach. And then it's DM or text me 713-903-2121. And then it says first time home buyers, comma, new homes, comma, invest. And so it does all the things. Tells you a little bit more about what I do. It gives you how to contact me. So there's no doubt. I mean, when you go to my page, there's no doubt what the fuck I do. Most agents, I'm like, Gizmo, what's this shit? What are they doing? Where do they work? What do they do? It's hard to tell, right? So that's the one part. And then the other part is you take that same freaking bio, right? You put it on everything. I don't care what it is. This one says Happy Father's Day. I'll jackal people with free Chick-fil-A. Because we know it's closed on Sundays. That's how they do
I
guys.
saw that yesterday.
Nobody cares about it. No, I'm just kidding. But it says free Chick-fil-A. All I put was the picture, Happy Father's Day, and then my bio. Real estate broker / coach. So anytime anybody comes to my page, they don't have to scroll very far to know what I do. Right? So remove the questions. Help them know what you do. Again, the simple solves the complex. This is the most simple thing you can do. Now understanding your brand is all going to be a little bit different, right? How you portray yourself, how you put yourself out there, how you behave, and how you approach people is totally different for everybody, right? I cuss and I put shit that pisses people off and I do all this other shit. I don't give a fuck. Why? Because I'm trying to do one thing really, really quick. I'm trying to put you in one of two buckets. Either you're a fan and you're on my team, or you're not, and you need to kick rocks. As fast as I can. It's fine. I think sometimes we try to people please so much, try to make everybody believe we're perfect and everybody's fine, everything is good. Then it's like, we're not really creating a tribe. We are different. We are all different. Look around this room right now. All the different skin tones. We're male, we're female, we're younger, we're older. We got all kinds of shit. We got tattoos, we got none. We are all different. That's beautiful. Good. Hurry up and find your fucking tribe, man. Find your people. Like, what do you, let's talk about, I'm gonna go around the room. I'm gonna ask a couple of you guys, what do you do for a hobby? Like, what do you enjoy? What feeds your spirit? What is fun to you? Fishing.
Me too.
So,
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not a fisher, man, woman, person. I'm not that dude. I've been fishing. When I was a kid, we fished. I'm just not me. But I got people. I got a cousin named Ismael. That dude, he casts in his yard. He's like, hey, bro, want to go fishing? I'm like, dude, I'm not going fishing with you. Like, they got to go eat food, but he loves fishing. I may go with him eventually. This is the type of person. And they connect, man. I'm telling you, like, what kind of bait you use, what kind of poke, where you go text it, nice. You'll hear, like, these things, like, people, like, it's a group, right? People love that shit. So tell that story, and it's part of who you are. Like, go connect with people. Anna, what are the things you enjoy outside of here?
Going to softball fields.
Softball field. Okay, so she's a softball mom, right? This is a very particular type of human being. I'm gonna tell you right now, you love the abuse. The summers are very musty and hotter than the devil's dad, and you are out there every weekend, right? And you got to be committed because those tournaments, man, you got pool games. Go like half a day. You go on a bracket. If you win, you're gonna go into Sundays. They got playoff Sundays and all that stuff and championships. And it is hot as hell. And you take all your kids get out the car. And they're all running around slapping other kids and shit. And people and stuff like it's crazy. But you sign up and you love it. I gotta tell you, I coached my daughter all the way up to college softball. Some of the greatest times of our life. And when she called me and said, Dad, I don't want to play softball anymore. I just want to be a student. She was crying. And I said, Mama, what's wrong? She's like, you spent all this time and all this money so I could play college ball. And I feel like I'm quitting on you. I said, bro, fuck softball. I was there to have fun with you. Like I had the greatest times of my life. And I asked her, I go, what was our favorite song when we would drive 2-3 hours to a tournament? And she was, Flow Rider, Got a Good Feeling. I'm like, we will never forget that. We will never forget that. Right? So this is a tribe. It's a type of human being, right? It's crazy, man. Like you are committed. Okay, what else? Laura, what's your
Gardening.
gardening? This is the type my wife is. That's my wife's tribe, man. Me, I'll cut and weed eat. I'm no playing to her, right? She's all fuck you.
Greenhouse in my backyard and everything.
So if my wife had her way, we would walk through a jungle to get to our house.
Yes.
It is wild. Luckily, storms happen and you died. Or we would have, but this is the type of person, right? So this is the thing is we try to act like we're just like one dimensional. That's a real right? Not who we are. Some people they spend a lot of time in church, some people will have these different groups, some people softball, like we're all different, we all have our tribe. I need you to get out there and connect with your tribe. Like tell your story from who you are. We were all different, we all have different experiences. Connect with your people and build those relationships. So we talked about email signature. Now let's talk about the different type of post, right? So the one I was just talking about really falls under personal or tribe. So share your story. So like, for example, I'm a foodie, man. I love food. I take pictures of food. I post about it. I've got like 5.8 million views on Google reviews for my food. Like I'm a freak like that. I just love food, right? I'm also, man, I got 4 kids, spend a lot of time with them, right? I like to donate stuff. I go kind of, I'm an Astros fan like crazy. This is all a part of who you are. Like some people try to like hide it or act like it doesn't exist. Here's the deal is people buy you before they ever buy a house. I had a guy want me to list his house. He called me up. I went and met with him. I got there. I said, how did you hear about me? He said, man, I follow your social media. I love the way you dad. I love the way you do your thing. And man, I'm telling you, we went, well, it was like 15 minutes and all he wanted to do is take a selfie with me. This shit was crazy. Full 6% commission, full transaction fee. And he didn't ask me shit. Because I did a really good story, a really good job of telling my story through social media. Not just, I'm a real estate agent, I'll sell your fucking house. Like, no, all the other stuff. Right? So personal. Who are you at home? It's okay. I call this tribe or entertainment. What are all the things some people are movie buffs and they like watch all kinds of movies and shit. Everybody's a little bit different. Who are you in your entertainment world? What are you? Fishing, softball, gardening. These are all parts of who you are. Tell your story.
Chickens.
Chickens. Oh my God. Chickens are people, right? Chicken people. Yes. They're always trying to bring eggs and shit to me. It's great. I love it. I love it. So this is the deal. These are all. But I hear when you make this personal post, put your signature. When you make this big, and the people are like, I don't like to connect in my business with my personal. Here's the deal: is if you don't pay your lights, is that just business? No, it's fucking personal. When you come home and your lights ain't on, homie. I'm sorry. That's not how this works. I think I hate that when people say that. I don't want to mix my business and personal. So if you had a cousin who wanted to buy $1 million house, you'd be like, I'm not mixing this.
Right.
No, bitch. You don't take that. You don't help them buy this house. Don't play with me. You know, like, I need that $30,000. Troy being homeless. Like, what the hell? Like connected. Educate and demonstrate. This is a fun one that I think we try to put like we try to make it too difficult. Educate and demonstrate. Here's the deal. Just like these are different, you are going to be different in the way you behave in real estate, right? I don't do TikTok dances. Yeah, that's not how I'm gonna do shit. I just don't. Some of y'all might, and I'm gonna say it's cool, whatever you want to do. How you do your business, like I want you to think about it, right? Some people are like, I'm the hype guy. Like some people are the hype people. No, I'm not necessarily that person. But they're like red carpet, champagne bottles, Instagram, just like to the T, right? They're just like, they're telling their story and it's young and it's party and it's cool and they love it. That may be you, right? For me, I educate and demonstrate it. I'm telling the story how I represent my clients, right? So every day I'm sharing posts, I'm sharing my ideas, I make videos, I get them chopped up for YouTube, I put it in the LMS, and then I go and I post them and I share them on all the different things I know about real estate. So there's all kinds of different topics. So for example, yours may be, you start thinking, you know what separates me from all the other agents? I'm a really good buyer's agent. What makes me a really good buyer? You know what? I take really good care. I do this, and this on every single showing. I go into the house early. I turn on all the lights. I walk around and check the condition. And then you tell your story and say, these are the top 3 things I do to help my buyers get the best deal on their house and not get screwed over. And then you just itemize it, make a video and you drop it. Or you can do it in text format and just post a picture of you like this in front of the house, whatever. There's so many ways you can itemize and push it out there, right? These are the top 5 things I do to prepare my seller's house for the market. What is that? Make that list, right? This is the research that I do, or this is the technology I do, or I don't know, like whatever makes you different. Again, going back, there's no real secret sauce, so it's going to overlap. Somebody does it. Somebody else does it, right? We're all doing similar shit. But this is kind of the hard realization I came to. There's someone out there right now that knows like 50% of what I do about real estate, and they are making more money than me in real estate because they are not afraid to tell their story like ridiculously at a high level. That's man, I gotta tell you, that's a painful thing to say. There's a little dumbass out there that is making more money than me. And it's one thing, they're not afraid. They're not afraid to just post. They're the people that say, make it till you make it. And they're just posting. Shit, I envy them. It's like the person when you go to like a wedding or a quinceañera or something, and everybody's like too cool to dance. And then there's this one dude or this one lady, and they look fucking crazy. You're like, they're not good at dancing. But here's the deal: is they're on the floor not giving a fuck what you think. You're over here in the corner watching the punch bowl and shit, judging everybody. They're out there, let's go, man. And they're getting it, and they don't care. They are dancing to their own music, having fun, and they don't care about your damn judgment. Those are the same people that post so much, they have so much business, and they are making more money than your ass. because you're a wallflower and you're judging everybody and you're judging yourself more than everybody. You're judging yourself so much that you live in fear that you don't post and you don't connect and you don't build relationships. Some of us are ashamed of our past and our history, and some of us are scared and we're lost and we don't want to be judged and we are tired. And the world don't give a fuck. Get out from behind your shit. And this is what I'm telling you. We've all got a story. We've all got something we absolutely need to share with the world. And we're keeping it inside because we don't think we're good enough. Or we're afraid of the judgment we'll get. Some of the judgment is the people right around us. We're like, some of it's people a little outside of our circle. Some of it's immediate in our circle. But man, we got to get rid of that fear. And that fear will set you, will keep you captive, or when you get rid of it, it'll set you free. You get to live your best life when you stop giving a shit.
I have something to add to that too. All those videos that you were telling me to make and stuff, I don't give a shit no more. I just go out there. I don't care if I look all sweaty and I'm just out there. And you know, people responding more to that shit than all this glamorous bullshit that everybody's putting on there because I'm real. I'm coming out as I am. Someday my hair's all messed up. I'm sweating. I'm in this stuff. They don't give a shit because what I'm bringing is what they're wanting to see and what they're learning about. They don't care.
I want you to think about this. Analyze how you behave on social media. There are videos you've watched 100 times that are grainy as shit. They're like the most horrible production. There are videos you watch where you're like, oh my God, they're making such a cloud of themselves. Oh my God. And you're judging them and they're like, they just made $100,000 this month on TikTok. You're watching them, right? There and to bring it home, I mean, I talk about this every once in a while, but you look at Jim Adler, right? He's a tough, smart hammer. This dude's commercials, he's like on a semi-truck with a sledgehammer, and he's all crazy and yelling and shit. And most of it, like if I told you we're gonna AI put you on top of a semi-truck with a sledgehammer, and you've got to say the tough, smart realtor, you'd be like, oh no, I'm not doing that. What's that gonna be?
I'll totally do it.
Yeah. So, this dude, that's probably a mediocre attorney at best, is more known and making more money than all of us because he stopped giving a shit. And now he's handed it to his son. This dude's son is now swinging the hammer. I don't know his son's name, but they're whatever.
Yeah.
They're okay. Look at Mattress Mac, man. Mattress Mac made his name wearing a mattress, waving money in the air, saying gallery furniture will save you money.
Remember, he came to our school when we were in kindergarten.
He did. I remember that shit. You want to know what?
Astro.
People don't realize why he did that too. And this is where we talk about our history and our past.
But man, I bought from him when I was an adult, just from him going to my school.
It sticks.
Yeah,
It does. Like he
was all exciting. He was sweet. And
psychologically,
yeah.
like he roped us. Right. I tried to do get the free stuff during a football game, whatever. I paid full price.
Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with him, okay? But I want y'all to think about this. Think about him. You know, and you know why he had to go to all the schools? Because he got convicted with cocaine. He got caught up with cocaine, and they made him do it as community service.
Oh, sure.
So that's when he started getting out in the population. People don't realize that shit.
Yeah, because he was somewhere else and he did a lot of fraud.
Yeah, he did. He got in some trouble.
Yeah.
And then he got convicted, and they said, you know, you got to do community service. He turned that into a business.
Yeah, when he sold all
Now
the
we
houses.
believe he would. Everybody in the city would not know that. They would just think he's one of the greatest philanthropists. He fixed it. You're like, no, dude. This guy was tooting it up, bro. Right. But that's the thing is, and I want to tie that back into. He was not afraid, he wasn't afraid of people judging his past and his character and all this shit. He just said, I'm gonna go do it. And he did it. And damn, he did it. And we all know who he is. But you and us are too afraid to play the game. We let our history, our past, and fear, and how people view us and how we look. I'm too chubby, and I'm do this, and I'm do that. Nobody wants to see me. We let that play the role in our fear. Therefore, we will never be the Mattress Mac or the Jim Adler because everything we've created in our fucking head, it's not there. It's not real. You're making it up. And we know this perfect example. The dude got convicted of cocaine. Now he's out here fucking slinging mattresses like it's nobody's business, right? So That, and then the last one is inspire and motivate. Everybody loves inspirational quotes, motivational quotes, all that stuff, right? So that's social media as simple as I can put it for you. The quicker you get out of fear, the quicker you get out of the way, the quicker you tell your story and show people what it's like to be in business with you long before they're ever in business with you, and give this shit away until everybody you know knows you're the authority in real estate, and they don't think of nobody else when they think of houses and real estate and leases and everything else. And when you've done that, you'll have a pool of clients you could never imagine. Until then, you're going to keep struggling. So get out of your way as quickly as you can. Like I do videos, and I mean, look at me. The people, everybody in here is better looking than me, right? I'm being real with you, right? And I don't give a fuck. My gap teeth and everything else, I don't care. I'm gonna drop the video no matter what. Why? Because I want you to think like the little version of you when you were a kid is begging you to be the biggest and best you can be right now. Don't let that little motherfucker down. All right.
Don't worry about it being perfect too.
No. I will tell you right now, people are like, they put all these perfect videos out there, and I'll tell you this, my imperfection.
They're kind of boring.
It is. My imperfect consistency will smoke your perfection and inconsistency all damn day. That's why my brand grows every day, because I post more than anybody you know, and I drop more, and I'm a freak. Why? Because I made a commitment to my wife that we would live a good life, and I ain't about to let her down. Cool.
I have a boyfriend. We used to do like funny TikToks and stuff. I wonder if he would get involved with me to do like real estate skits and stuff like that.
should.
Of like,
Well, let me do it.
and try to come up with ideas.
Have fun with it. There's that guy. What's his name? Tyler Austin or whatever. Y'all seen that guy? This kid's bigger as shit. Y'all seen that guy? He's funny.
Yeah.
He's got like 400,000 followers. He works in. This is the other thing. People think to be luxury, you'll have to be refined.
Yeah.
This dude is talking shit.
Yeah.
There's
He's
one
like,
that's
he's like,
speed one too.
he's
that
like,
I watch all the
he
time.
just-
yeah, he runs.
runs and then shakes his ass somewhere, and then
And
I
it's
like
like,
him just because he's funny as
and then
hell.
it's an $800,000 listing. I'm like, people with that much money trust this fucking.
Yeah,
listing?
exactly.
And I'm over here worried about my image. Man, lack of better term, fuck your image. Like, go have fun.
Have you seen that guy, Tony, with LC signs?
No.
He's always out there roasting somebody, and
Oh
then
wait, is it
the
Asian
Chinese
guy?
thing?
Yeah.
It started
Yeah.
off with the.
I have
he's always roasting somebody.
It takes me the first couple minutes to realize, oh shit, this is a sign commercial.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Why was I watching
Funny,
this?
everything. I don't even LC sign, but I'm gonna follow him. 'cause
So
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'm done. The next person up is going to be Whitney. She starts at about noon, which should be any minute here.
Yep.
So I'm bouncing.
Thanks, Ozzie.
No, thank you guys.
Thank
Get out of here. Get out of your own way, and let's go build our brand. When they think of your name, what are they thinking? And get in front of them and stay in front of them. Every softball mom needs to know what the hell you do.
That's right.
That's so right.
I left my knife and my keys.
Do y'all care if I eat?
Eat, girl.
Okay. I am so hungry.
This heat is just been, I don't know, every time it gets so hot like it, I'm never hungry. I just end up
Well-
drinking my coffee and water, and I eat like once a day.
I
because
had-
it's just so stinking hot.
I had the energy drink in the morning, and then he gets me shakes if I don't
Oh,
eat.
yeah.
So I was like, then I have showings after this, and I'm like, I don't eat right now. I'm not eating until like 6, 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that broken rolled. Just, yeah, I can't say that I want to, I do need some money. But it is something. It's to do. It was nice seeing all y'all. I don't make it in very much, guys. My name's Brandy, if y'all don't know who I am. I'm like an hour and a half away. I live in Brookshire, Texas. So it's hard for me.
Oh,
to-
dang.
Yeah, it's hard for me. All my businesses and clients are here, but I wanted to live in the country away from all this mess because I'm here every day anyway. So I have my little peaceful place in the country.
Love it. Oh, when I moved out to Santa Fe about 2 years ago, I got
Mhm.
chickens and ducks.
Oh,
and-
there you go.
I used to have ducks in my old house in Alvin, but they were never, we moved 6 minutes away from here, so I had to get rid of them because.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I love my ducks.
We just got ducks and there's 2 of them. We only have 2 of them. We're gonna have to probably get more females.
If I let my.
They're
I
a
will have
messy,
ducks. Yeah.
huh?
They're, yeah, they're
They are.
shitting everywhere. Ducks and chickens are.
Yeah.
Gosh, they are.
They have to constantly clean out their little, because they're still in a baby pool.
Another mess in their water and
Yeah.
feed and everything.
As soon as
They're-
I used to have mine, we had a huge like dog kennel, like huge.
Yeah.
And it was super, super big, and we used to have them in there because I didn't want them running around. My kids play in the backyard, and stepping in
Yeah.
Yeah.
duck shit all the time.
It does get
Hi,
everywhere.
Brandy.
Bye.
Bye. It was nice seeing you, ladies. What's your TikTok? I want to see those 20 skits.
Oh, man. Well,
Are you doing
so,
them or you wanna do them?
so, my TikTok also, I have, I lost a son in 2023, so a lot of it's like watch for motorcycles, type thing. I don't know how to send it to you.
Push it to the next day. Jacob's mom. You're allowed to have a line of don't be stressed out.
Yep. There we are. Let's see. We get bored and do funny things.
Oh, I love.
We've done the
I love
things where
videos.
on his hands and I'm feeding him.
Yeah.
We did that one. It was so funny.
I love that. Hey, baby, how are you? What time did you wake up? How long ago? Has it been a while or did you wake up at 6 o'clock? Okay, y'all are helping on that? Okay, well, just be helpful, okay? All right, I love you. Bye.
Oh, well, they're also, but there's something shorter. Yeah. Well, that's what.
Whitney said she'll be there in just a minute. She's like 2 minutes out.
Perfect, thank you.
Well, it's fine for us to go. What? What is this saying?
That was, Tribe and Entertainment,
Yeah, I've tried it.
TRIBE, but his eye looks like a dollar sign.
I was like, what does it say? Of course. He writes like this doctor I used to work for.
Usually Ozzie takes longer, sorry. I made a wrong turn and went down McKella instead of 288, and that was a disaster.
She, I text her and told her it's not to be perfect. She's the past inspection. I really said it to her. It's just the past inspection. Well, that's fine. You just need to.
I do too.
Who said that? She needs to claim it.
Oh.
I just gotta print 2 things and then I'll be ready.
I had a real estate agent trying to purchase my house, and it says, we try, where is it? This is good. Because he helps people, before they go over foreclosure and everything. I'm like, damn, bro. I didn't know I was that bad.
Premature. Like nowhere near. Crazy.
Nobody's.
I mean, that's. Okay, you were in here last time,
Yes,
Anna, right?
Anna,
Anna?
Anna.
And then Jacqueline, and then Laura,
Marcus.
Marcus, and then
Kelly.
your Marie's sister.
Yes.
How exciting. And then how long have you guys been in the business?
So personally, I got my license in 2024. It was not a good time for me personally.
2024, okay.
And so I let it go inactive. Started bartending. And
Yeah, that's a fun way to make money. I don't
yeah,
think-
it was actually wasn't that bad. And then
Yeah, I wish I could do that too. Food
yeah,
service.
right. And then so decided to jump back in. I feel
Okay.
like I'm more ready this time.
Okay,
around.
so you never actually like did anything. Okay,
Nothing.
that's okay. I mean, I did the same thing. I got my license and I immediately went back to healthcare.
Yeah.
And like needed a paid job.
Right, it
couldn't
was
figure
like-
it out. Yeah.
Pay this fee or pay my electric bill. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hear you.
You know.
And then Marcus, what about you?
So brand new to the industry.
Okay,
I was on the construction side actually.
Okay.
I was construction manager for Lennar
that'll help you.
and DR Horton. And
I'm
then,
sorry.
yeah, I left DR Horton and I went to Lennar.
Mm.
And then I just recently left Lennar and now I'm here. So I
Okay,
went to
okay.
Champions,
Okay,
got all my courses knocked out.
like
and
this
then-
year?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
freshly,
literally like
refreshed.
2 months ago. Yeah.
Okay,
Fresh as can be. Yeah.
yeah, okay, perfect. And
So-
then,
Went to the side of things.
love it.
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. Laura, I know you've been doing this for a hot minute.
Yeah, actually, I got licensed in 2007. And, but I didn't jump in. I used to do my own, back in the day. And, but I had like official, like when I quit my job and everything to 2019. So,
Okay, but now you've got a lot going on. so-
oh yeah. So,
Okay, perfect. Well, welcome to our brokerage. I know we have crossed paths and other, with masterminds and things like
yes.
that.
Mhm. I'm just trying to learn everything here.
Yeah.
So whenever this
So how did
this
you
one
think?
came, I was like,
Yeah.
I want to go. 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, always learning, how to
Absolutely.
level up.
And you can chime in like anything that, like more veterans, like it's probably gonna sound very familiar, but at the same time, if you want to chime in, you're more than welcome. And I know you just got licensed
Yeah, 3 months ago.
3 months, and then Anna.
Got licensed in October and then, went with Keller Williams November and then switched here maybe like a month ago.
Yeah, because you were here last month, I remember.
Okay, so a month and a half ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, ish.
Less than
So,
2 months ago.
I see familiar faces. Okay. So my class, I don't think anyone's, we got Gloria's. My class is, I have 2 parts. I start with buyer consultation and then I go into like HAR. I'll get on that in a minute. HAR, like how to navigate it and schedule appointments and things like that. Cause no one like taught me and it was very challenging. And so that's why I kind of incorporate setting up a search in Matrix, scheduling your showings in Matrix. Obviously we need to get a buyer first and secure that. Hi.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Good, how are you? I didn't get your
Good.
name.
Ashley,
Hi, I'm Whitney.
nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. And then how long have you been licensed, Ashley?
6 years.
Okay, perfect. So you might hear some redundant information, but I feel like my class is valuable because it's buyer consultation. And so when I joined the team, it'll be 7 years in July that I joined. I did not do a buyer consultation. I was jumping up, you know, I was a run and jump agent where I'd go show property wherever. For whatever reason, they didn't have a pre-approval, they didn't have a buyer rep. It was just like I was just running my ass all over, you know. And so when I stopped and incorporated a buyer consultation, it literally changed the way that I do business, and it really sets the tone for how we're going to move forward. So like you'll hear me say a lot of cliche things throughout the class where I'm like, and I really mean it, because I've been doing this for 10 years now. When I started, I was very, you know, I'll say meek. Like, I just didn't think very highly of myself. I'm like, why would anyone use me? I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I just felt like there's so many agents to choose from. So, but it really turned my confidence around as far as like, I'm the tour guide and this is my tour bus. And if you can't get on board with like how we're doing things, then we're just not going to be a good fit. And that's okay with me, because I've learned to stay away from buyers that just suck your energy, or it makes you hate your job. So I gravitate towards people that, you know, that are enjoyable. I mean, again, you have the luxury of like, sometimes you don't have the luxury and you're like, I need this buyer to pull the trigger and get me to the closing table. Have all of you heard of LP Mama?
Yes, but I don't know what it stands for.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it stands for. LP Mama. It's a script. And before we had Jerry and Devin, right, before they were even here, we used to just pass around a mobile phone. It was like one of those, not a mobile, but like a
House phone?
like a house phone, a cordless. It was like a cordless phone. Yes, we had that in the office. And so we would take turns answering it because we'd have so many sign calls that this was a script on how to capture leads, right? So L stands for, and it's a conversation. Hi, my name is Whitney. I'm with the AskOzzie.com real estate team. Oh, hey, I passed by 1234 Main Street. Cool. L is for location. Is this close to your work? Why this area? You're just kind of digging, just kind of having a conversation, and everything. I make it real, like, it's real casual. Like, people flip out and they start sweating and they're like, oh my God, mama. You know, it's stressful. Just location, you know, like, why is this location important to you? P is price. This house is priced at this amount. Does that fit your budget? Is that what you thought it would be priced at? M is motivation. Why are you leaving where you're at? Or do you live with your parents? Why do you need to move? So these are just, it's all kind of going in a natural conversation, right? So don't make it weird. A is agent. Have you been working with an agent? Has anyone been helping you throughout this process? And then the next M is money. So lender. Have you started talking with the lender about getting pre-approved? Do you have any? What's your situation look like? And then the last A is where my class comes into play. A is appointment. You're going to book an appointment. You know, it sounds like you're just getting started. It's very exciting. I'm excited to help you. Why don't we grab coffee and talk about how this whole thing works? I'm free today at 4 or tomorrow at 11. Which one works best for you? And then they pick a date. Tomorrow at 11. Perfect. I'm going to calendar invite them. I'm going to put them in FUB. I'm going to get all their info, phone, email, everything, put them in FUB. I make the appointment. I'm going to meet them there. I don't say shit about my presentation, and I don't say shit about my buyer rep. They don't need to know that it's a whole ass presentation where I'm going to basically sit them down. I want to explain how the process works, and then we'll go from there. How does that sound? You know, so a lot of people kind of scare people off by saying, well, I need you to sign this before I can do anything. And they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, people don't want to sign anything that they don't understand. So I don't even mention it. It's not even an issue. It's more of a two-way interview of like getting to know you, where it's like maybe I won't even like working with you. That's a possibility, but they're also interviewing me. So I want to like show, you know, like shine and, you know, show my best colors off to where they want to work with me. Right. So that's where this whole buyer consultation, this is exactly how I do it. And I've always done it this way for 7 years. I'm very set in my ways. So they all laugh at me because I don't like change. Mm-hmm. I don't change this because it works. Okay. So I say that to say, you can change this to whatever makes most sense for you. Like, be comfortable, make it your own, say your own stuff. You can even print out a different packet. I really don't care. The whole point is to not only lock them in on the phone, but get them scheduled. And Ozzie talks about a rule of 48. You need to meet with them within 48 hours. Otherwise, that excitement is like gone. They're going to reschedule. They're going to cancel. They'll never meet with you. If there's excitement, let's get together sooner than later. Let's go ahead and just lock this in and just meet and knock it out. So
What was the first M?
the first one is
Location.
Motivation.
price, oh,
Yeah.
motivation.
motivation. Like, do you have a lease that's ending? Are we working up against the timeline?
I have a question with you.
Okay.
When do you decide it's gonna be a Google Meet consultation or it's gonna be on-site consultation? How do you
So
decide?
if I have a schedule, if there is a major schedule conflict, like we cannot find any time, I work at nights, I work every weekend, I'm on, whatever, or they're out of state.
Oh, okay,
That's the only time that I go to a Google Meet meeting.
okay.
I have somebody now that's coming they live between Australia and Hawaii.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we Google Met. So, and again, I do the exact same thing with on Google Meets. However, I prefer to meet in person because it's just more fun. So I also arrive like 10 minutes early and I get a gift, like a $5 gift card, and I write, "Thank you for meeting with me." And so I already have my coffee, but then when they get there, I'm like, "Hey, I got this for you." And sometimes they drink coffee and sometimes they don't. And sometimes they'll go get something else, but I don't know, it's like a nice little gesture that I do. Not always. Sometimes they beat me and I'm like, damn it, I can't do it. But when I sit down, the first thing I do is I bring my papers, right? And I kind of just turn them upside down, and then I get on my phone. And I go to my notes section because you always have your phone. I can reference like notes for days. I have notes, forever. I have people that have started to buy 2 years ago. I'm like, hey, when I still have your notes, like, let me see what it says. And I name it their name, or if it's a couple, I get both of their names. And then I start talking about what they're looking for. Tell me what you're looking for. And I'm not a fan of the Google Meets. Everyone knows how to get into HAR.
Yes.
You have our. Okay, so I like classic search. Some of you might like quick. I just like it to be real generic. I'm going to pull this up as I start, so you can see why I'm asking the questions the way I'm asking. So I'm thinking about filling out this form when I'm talking to them. So I'm like, how many bedrooms do you think you want? Okay, 3 to 4. Would 5 be too many? Oh yeah. Five is way too many. We definitely don't need that many. Or they'd be like, no, I'm okay with 5. So then I'd be like, okay, 3 plus. So there's 3 to 4. You can do 3 to 4, or if it's like you can do 3 plus. So that's kind of, it gives me like, I'm filling out this form in my mind and I'm taking notes on my phone. So 3 to 4 bedrooms. Okay, so what area do you want? Friendswood, Pearland, why is that? I work close, or my kids are already in the school, or we're trying to get into the school district. So I'm trying to understand the area and why, and I'm taking notes about that. Do you have a preference on 1-story, 2-story? Do you have a preference on pool, no pool? How do you feel about flooding? A lot of people are like non-negotiable on Harvey, or if the home got water. There's not a filter for flooding. You'd have to look at a seller's disclosure, but it's something important to keep in their notes, and it's important to understand how they feel about flooding. If they're like,
As far as like flood zone?
no, like, did it get water in Harvey?
Oh, okay.
Did it get water in Beryl? Did it get water in Ike? Like flood rising water.
Mhm.
So some houses got a couple inches that were not in a flood zone, and some got 4 feet. So I've had people that have said, I don't care how beautiful it is. If it got an inch of water, I don't want to jack with that house. And then I have some people that are like, case by case basis, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just let you know when we're there. It's going to be on the seller's disclosure. So it's something that's a little bit harder to filter out. And then I ask if they have any pets and like, what kind of yard are you thinking about? Like, do you want a big yard, a small yard, acreage? And then I ask updated, outdated. Are you looking for like a fixer upper? Are you looking for something that's already done, turnkey? So I try to get like where they're at. And keep in mind, this whole list is subject to change. Like they think they want these things. It doesn't have to be exact. We're just trying to like talk to them. And the whole reason why I start with what they want is because they get excited about it. So they're like, we want this, and they're all excited. Like this house doesn't exist, but they're like, they're telling me all the things. And then I ask, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to mention? Like, oh, I hate electric. I don't want to cook on like, and there's a filter for that, but like, and sometimes you might have to filter it out through the pictures. It's a little on the picky side. So I'd ask, is that a deal breaker or is that just like a preference, so you understand? And then obviously like, what's your price point? Figure out what their budget is and see if they've started working with the lender. Now, a lot of people ask, do they have to be pre-approved before they meet with me? And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I can start this process. I can connect you with my Lifeline lender. And if they've already come to me with a pre-approval, then I'm like, just forward me that pre-approval, like when you get a chance. And if they're not pre-approved, I like the first email that I send is an email with all my Lifeline lenders in it. Does anyone have any questions about that? So that's what I call section 1, is the get to know you. So the whole buyer consult is 3 sections. That's the get to know you. Shouldn't last more than about 20 minutes or less. If it lasts longer than that, you're like, your time is out of whack. You're going to be there forever at that rate. So after I feel like I have enough information about like what they're looking for, I move into the process. So I say my little transition is, now that I have an idea of what you're looking for, I want you to understand, how the process works. And that's the whole reason why I brought you here. And I'm going to go over this. And sometimes I'm like, oh, it's a cheesy little packet, but it's really, it's valuable. It has a lot of good info. I'm going to send it home with you. I'm going to write all over it. And then I'm going to send it home with you. And the first thing I say is I work on a team. It's called the AskOzzie.com real estate team. If you're not on a team, you can use a different packet or recreate something else. That means I have a transaction manager named Chelsea who handles all my files. So we'll work with you together. I'm always your main point of contact, but just so you know, there's other people that step in that help me get my job done to get you to the closing table. Down here at the bottom, we work for AEA Realty. The mission statement says dedicated to helping people accomplish their dreams and goals as if they were our very own family member. And I always say, that rings true for me because I'm usually either helping friends, family, or friends of friends or friends of family and vice versa. Like it's always someone that it's like a warm referral that comes in and I usually know them somehow. And then there's a process page. So this is the page that I want you guys to like understand the most. And I'm kind of talking to you as you're the buyer, right? Where I say the first thing we do is we get a mortgage application on file. So we do not go look at houses until we have a mortgage application on file. If there's any pushback on that, I would take notes, bring it to huddle. That's called a objection handler, where they just go, I just want to go look at the house before I do that. There's a lot of scripts that you can have to get around that, but it's in your best interest to have a pre-approval on file before you even step foot in a house, but you can encourage them to go to open houses until they're ready to pull the trigger on that. The very next thing says HAR.com. And I just had someone yesterday go, I know you said something about HAR, but I don't remember because they were sending me Zillow links. And so I'm like, yep, you're right. Because he's sending me Zillow. I'm like, but it is truly active and available on HAR. So I just let them know HAR is the only place that I go look for property for sale and also list property for sale. So if anyone's sending you links, I'm just going to cross-check it and make sure that it's truly active and available on HAR. And I laugh and they laugh and I'm like, you're probably already looking every day. And they're like, yeah, we are. And I'm like, just make sure, like, I'll make sure that the house is actually available. Zillow can be inaccurate at times. And the only market that Zillow is not inaccurate is Galveston. where they list it on GAR first, which sends it into Zillow. So now it's open like on the internet. GAR, like on the island, will give their agents an opportunity to find the house first. And if they get no activity, then they open it up and list it on HAR. And then like now we can all see it, if that makes sense. So the very next box says tour homes. And what I love about this whole thing is that you can't do one box without doing the box in front of it, right? So it's literally, we're going in order. So the next box says tour homes. This is where I set the expectation. We're only going to go look at 5 or 6 in a day, depending on how close they are. If they're super close together, we might be able to squeeze in more, but I'll be honest, it gets very confusing and very overwhelming. And you kind of forget where the first house, like what that even looked like. So I try to pick the best 5 or 6 and then start with that and then go from there. And this helps when I have people all the time send me like 17 houses. These are our favorites. And I'm like, this is a great start. We're going to have to pick the best 6 and I'll start, or I'll put them all into a map. I'll show you. I just did this. Where is it? Oh, they don't have a cart yet. I'll show you in a minute. I'll put it in the cart and then I'll see where all the addresses are. And then I'll be like, okay, we're doing south side today. We'll do north side a different day, right? Like I just kind of like draw my boundaries on like, I'm not going to show like basically all over Houston, like driving like a crazy person. So I try to make it most efficient as possible. And then I set the route as far as like where I'm starting and where I'm stopping.
How do you do that? How do you?
I'm gonna show you.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna show you like when I get done with the presentation, like how I actually schedule and like put it in a cart and then do the whole thing. So, but yeah, so sometimes it's like they just send you addresses, they'll text you addresses and you're like, cool, I'll put it on the list. But then I'll put it on the list and I'm like, one's way up here and I had somebody that was literally Texas City and Humble. I was like, y'all are crazy.
really
That is
open.
an hour. Yeah. So I'm like, we can go look at this cluster and then like maybe tomorrow or the next day, whatever. We're not going to do it all in one day. That's just like having boundaries with like, that's not a good use of our time to drive to 2 different sides of town. It just doesn't make sense, but you do it nicely, right? Like they don't know, they're just excited. So you kind of have to like just rein them in a little bit. And then once we tour enough homes, right, we walk into one, it's checking all your boxes. You're ready to submit your offer and negotiate your terms, right? Terms usually means sales price. However, it can mean all types of things, closing date, lease backs, things like that. I do that. I negotiate for you. We send it over signed. When they are happy with what you've sent, they're going to sign it and send it back. That's when I'm like, congratulations. We're going to go down this very next row. And this is where I kind of box it out for them. And I write option period. When I say congratulations, you're officially executed. That's when homes on HAR go from green to yellow. So we don't go look at yellow houses because they're pending. And I always encourage people to favorite them because if something happens and it goes back on the market, you'll be notified, but we don't go look at them in person. It's a waste of time and has a contract on it. Now the home you want has a contract on it. That means the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start writing checks. So this is the part where people are like kills with first time home buyers. They're like, oh my God, they're taking notes. Because they're like, this deals with your money, right? So if you've done it before, it kind of sounds familiar, but they're like, checks, I have to pay money. Yes, these are out-of-pocket costs right at the beginning. So the second that you get executed, you're going to be writing a check for earnest money, which is 1% of the sales price. And I say 1% because that's just like a standard percentage. Can I put down less? Absolutely. Can they put down more? Absolutely. Like 1% is standard. If you had somebody, I had somebody that couldn't afford 1. And so I just asked, hey, I'm going to put down 1,000 instead. And they're like, okay, cool. Thanks. If it's a problem, they'll tell me, or they'll counter me back.
what did you call that row again?
Option period. Yep. You enter your option period. So option period is your unrestricted right to back out. So you secure your option period by paying for your option period. So on the same check, it's a combined amount, serves two different purposes. Earnest is good faith money to say, I'm good for 1% of the sale. That's a must. You also have to put down option money that pays for 7 to 10 days. And it costs between $100 to $300. I'm the one that makes up that amount. I'm writing the offer. Okay. So lately in today's market, I'll probably put like 150 to 200 and I'm buying 10 days. So the day that we sign this, if we execute this today, my option period begins tomorrow. Okay. And then they have 10 days and it's calendar days, weekends, holidays, Christmas, it does not matter. You count 10 days from the day after you execute. And if they don't pay for an option, they don't get an option. So again, with people that don't have a lot of money, I'm like, okay, I'll do $100 for 10 days. You can technically put any amount that you want in that, but there does have to be an amount. So earnest option goes on one check. It gets deposited to the title company and held in escrow for your buyer. Okay.
And, the option fee automatically gets paid first, right?
It's on the,
Earnest?
it's just the same.
Oh,
It's on the same check.
Okay.
So if it's a $300,000 house, $3,000, and the option money is $100,
Right.
$3,100 goes to title. Now we know that they serve two different purposes. However, and we'll talk about that. Like if you have to terminate, you get your $3,000 back. You just spent your $100 to get out of that contract.
So if they only did 3,000,
Mhm.
would they be in default of?
They wouldn't get an option
Okay.
because on the contract, it's line itemed out. Earnest is this, option is
fee
this.
Correct.
So if you didn't pay it, you don't get one.
Right.
Now your earnest is, you're subject to lose your earnest money
Mhm.
if you back out because you didn't pay for an option.
Right.
You didn't pay for the right, you're paying for your right to back out.
Mhm.
You get both monies credited to you at closing. So sometimes in a competitive situation or, like they'll beef up option to say, I'm serious about this, or they'll beef up earnest. Like I've had people do double earnest money. I've had people beef up option to like $400 because there's a lot on the line to go under contract and then back out.
Right.
The seller keeps that money. So earnest, like both go back to you if you get to the closing table, but if you back out, you get your earnest back and whatever the option money is goes to the seller. So they like it to be more than less, right? Because they don't want to take their house off the market for $50, right? During this week, the very first thing after paying, so again, you only have 3 days to get earnest and option in from the date of being executed. So the very next thing you're going to do is schedule a home inspection. This is another out-of-pocket cost. And I always highlight what's out of pocket because you need some money to get started, right? If you have $0, then it's like, this is what we're saving for, right? Earnest, option, home inspection. I'm just going to say roundabout is about $500. It's going to depend on the size of the home. It's going to depend on whether or not there's a pool, whether there's a well, if there's a septic, there's all kinds of things that would make your inspection. I've seen inspections that were $1,000, but it was a huge house, had a well, had a septic, had a pool. Yeah, it's going to be more. You can also do add-ons like termite inspection, but I let them know you pay your home inspection, you pay that out of pocket directly to the inspector. So I'm just like letting you know you need to have that money ready. If I do know money's an issue, then I have inspectors that give veteran discounts and they also give like, I know it's rough out there discounts, like there's a few inspectors that like mention, like if somebody's having a hard time, like then like we'll do it for less.
We used to do termite inspection during frame stage.
Yeah. And for new construction, there's a 3-point inspection. There's a post slab, pre-drywall, and then final inspection that you would want to do. So.
Sorry, that is where they inspect them.
Yes.
And what about the agent? How many times they need to go check their house?
For which part? For a resale home or new construction?
New construction when
Weekly.
it's being built.
Weekly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is an extra charge or no?
You're providing that service to your buyer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, as long as it's close. I mean, if it's close, it's something you can swing by, because they're probably also swinging by. But if you see anything that's like out of the ordinary, or you see anything that's crazy, you're gonna bring it to their attention, or just send them photo updates saying this is what your home is, what stage they're in. So after the home inspection, the very next box says negotiate repairs on major items. I circle major just to highlight the fact that, like, we're only going to ask for repairs on major items, right? I've had people come at me with like literally 34 things, and it's like, and they want me to ask for all of it. And I'm like, okay, I do. Sometimes I break it down by trade. Like, these are all the plumbing problems. These are all the electrical problems. And I try to, sellers are usually like, what's happening? And they don't want to jock with it. So I try to keep buyers realistic and just say, we're going to, try to stick with the major items like electrical, plumbing, foundation, roof, like the HVAC, the major things, right? If it's small, we can ask for a small, cosmetic concession, or if it's like a honeydew thing, or like, you can get it done. Like, I would focus on the big stuff, right? So this is where, like, this box, we are reaching an agreement through an amendment to change the contract, right? So we either reach an agreement where everyone's satisfied, or we are terminating. So you terminate, we talked about it, you get your 1% back, but you've spent your option and you've spent your inspection money to get out of the contract, right? So most of the time we are reaching an agreement. However, people are being real weird these days with like what they're willing to do, and buyers want everything and sellers are like super delusional, and like, so they terminate, right? And then we have to start over. If we get past this point, we get to move forward. The lender is going to order the appraisal. A lot of lenders don't want to order the appraisal until we're done with option, because this costs money. So if we're not negotiated out, there's no point in spending this money, right? So the second that you get out of option, you're going to contact the lender and let them know, hey, we're good to go. We can order that appraisal. The appraisal is another out-of-pocket cost. Your lender is going to send you a link. It's going to be around, I say 500 to 550. It varies, but actually entering in your credit card info and pressing submit orders the appraisal. So the day that you pay for it is the day that it's ordered. And then it's a very long 10 days from this point to where the appraisal order gets picked up by the AMC, which is an appraisal management company. It gets out, they schedule an appointment, they come out, they do the actual appraisal, then they've got to go back to the office, do the report. So at the end of 10 days, we should be getting an appraisal report. So it's a very slow period for you as an agent, because all we're doing is waiting for the appraiser to do their job. So this is where I do a lot of check-in texts. How's it going? How you feeling? Or do you need anything from me? Because there's really nothing for me to do at this point, but wait for the appraisal results. In the same box, it'll say survey. Survey is a closing cost. Okay. So everything at this point has been out of pocket.
Sorry.
You're good.
Is the appraiser, is it like preferred? Is it like vendor preferred?
No,
appraiser,
absolutely
or-
not. It's the complete opposite of how a lender works.
Got it.
So agents and lenders, you want to be preferred and be like, I work with this guy frequently. He's really good at his job.
Right.
An appraiser is an unbiased third party. And that's why they work in an AMC, because you can't know who they are.
Oh, okay.
Because back in the day, they used to like bribe them with like golf and steak dinner, to where it's like, you have my value, come in.
Right.
Because if it doesn't, we have a problem, right? Like,
Right.
if it doesn't make appraisal value, we have a problem. If I said I would pay 300,000 and the appraisal came in at 290, it's only worth 290.
Right.
The bank will only loan you 290,
290.
but the seller's like, you said 300 or 300,000. So either the seller has to drop their price or the buyer has to come up with a difference. Well, no buyer should come out of pocket $10,000 and overpay.
Right.
You can also meet in the middle and say, I'll bring 5 if you come down 5, or it doesn't even have to be even. It can be, I'll come up 1 if you come down 9, but you have to reach an agreement or else you cannot move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And you also can't know who the appraiser is. You can't, I mean, it's like completely off limits.
And that's all done for the lender?
Yes,
As far as,
the
so you
lender
just call your
orders it.
lender that we're working with.
If you say
We're
we're
ready
done
for
with
the-
option, we're ready for the appraisal, they order it, or they send the link out to the buyer. The buyer clicks the link. and pays for it.
Okay.
And then
okay.
it's done and then it's performed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So only the listing agent knows when they're coming because they have to schedule an appointment through Showing Smart. So we have an idea of like what day they're coming.
Right.
Some listing agents go out there and like have like a whole little packet. I honestly have never done that. I've been doing this for 10 years. I don't influence the appraiser. Sometimes if there's like a lot of upgrades, if I'm a listing agent, I'll leave that out for the appraiser. And sometimes you can appeal appraisals as well. So it just depends.
Yeah, and it was the neighborhood I was from, and I mean, it was the same appraiser
I'm
every
sure.
time. Like he would come
I'm sure.
like all the
It was a
time.
builder, I'm sure. Yeah,
He would come randomly, but he'd call me, yo, can you unlock this house for me? And he
exactly.
would take his pictures real quick
Mhm.
and be like, yo, fridge isn't in yet. It does come back order, but it'll be here. All right, well, I'm gonna have to come back, for that.
Yeah. Yeah. But as a buyer's agent, you're not going to know any of that.
Okay.
Really. You just know that it's been ordered and now like
10 days.
10 days, but your lender will know when the report is due.
Gotcha.
So if you're like getting antsy and you're like, hey, when does this appraisal report due? They'll be like, oh, on July 1st. You're like, okay, July 1st.
Yeah.
Touch base and talk to your lender and let your client know like appraisal report is due on this day. So the next thing is survey. So if it doesn't come with a survey, you have to have a survey. So sometimes it does come with a survey and it'll save you money. Which is great. If it doesn't come with a survey, you're paying about $500 as a closing cost to get that ordered. And the
So-
survey is like the property lines, boundaries, easements.
This is where I'm a little confused. Okay, so lender schedule appraisal.
Uh-huh.
They send a link to the buyer,
Uh-huh.
pays for it, and that's where the survey would come from?
No, ma'am. They are
Okay.
completely unrelated.
Oh,
They just happen to be in the same box. Yeah. The appraisal. So it's like all happening at the same time.
okay.
Appraisal has to be ordered. You let it depends on if you work on a team. So if you have a transaction manager, they're probably going to know it's time to order the appraisal. But it's like if option is over, we're out of option, we're successfully moving forward. The very next thing is call the lender to let them know it's okay to order the appraisal.
Okay.
And then that's paid for, ordered, and it's
Right.
moving over here.
Uh-huh.
At the same time, if there is no survey, which if I'm looking at a listing online, we can look at a listing together. There's no survey attached. Bless you. Bless you. Oh my God, it's so quiet.
Ooh,
That's
I try to keep it in.
Yeah, a little, like, don't.
Thank you.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to hold it in. That's
You're not
dangerous.
supposed
Yeah. Over here, so if I'm ordering a survey, the title company is over here already ordering the survey for me.
Okay.
I don't have to tell anybody. They just know to get it done.
They
It's
know-
it's in
they
the
know
contract.
Cause it's somewhere on the listing.
It's in the contract.
It's in the contract.
The-
Okay.
Like the way you write the contract is going to be,
Mandatory. Have a
if
survey
you
ready.
have a loan,
If you have a loan.
if it's a cash deal, I ask them, do you want a survey? Because you don't have to get a survey. Because now a surveyor has to go out to the property and survey the property. And that's overlapping at the same time as all this other shit's going on.
Uh-huh.
But it either comes with a survey and we get to use that one and it saves your buyer money, or we have to order one and get that guy out there. Now, you can't order a survey on a rush. I had a problem with the survey and we had to get a new one, and it had to be like pay a rush fee, get them out there in like 1 or 2 days
Uh-huh.
and move because the survey has to be approved by title before you can go to closing.
Hope there's no corruption.
Just hope that there's no issues. Yeah, I've had survey issues.
Yeah.
So, but that's why you have title. Title has underwriters. They have their checklist of things that have to be done. So does your lender. When everyone's good, then you can get to closing. And that's why it takes about 30 days for everyone to do what they need to do.
Right.
You're just overseeing everything.
You're making everything. Yeah. And then the buyer knows nothing about what's happening. After they leave this meeting, they completely they have forgotten everything. Yeah. So order the appraisal. The survey is going to be ordered at some point, unrelated. You're good. Thank you. I'll allow it. And then at the same time, they're going to be ordering, this is completely separate also, is a home warranty. So a home warranty is written into the contract. It's under residential service contract of the contract. And if you're here on Thursday, Lori's teaching a contract class. All of this will make more sense when you actually see how a contract is written. A home warranty is written into the contract. It is a seller paid courtesy. It lasts 12 months. You bought the house on July 1st, it expires on July 1st of next year. And it's about a $500 value. I've actually been writing them for $550 just to cover more because the plans are going up. They're getting more expensive. You'll see home warranty reps coming in here, bringing lunch. These are good questions. What's your base plan? What's your, they have all types of plans. Buyers can always upgrade when they're like shopping the plan and they're like, oh, well, this Gold Eagle Platinum plan is pretty awesome. Yeah, you can pay the difference, but the seller is going to give you a credit for up to $500.
Okay.
If it has a pool, I'll do like $800 because it's more expensive. And if you get to know your home warranty reps, it's a good thing to get to know them. You can call and be like, hey, how much is a basic pool? Or what do you recommend for a pool warranty? Because they're getting more expensive. So you want to cover your people.
So the point of this home warranty is, and it's credited by the seller, and that's because you're about to make a transaction and you're saying, they're basically saying, yeah, everything is good. We're going to, up until a year, and then
so that you're going to get an inspection and you're going to negotiate repairs. So everything that's in good standing, everything is working properly. This is a seller paid courtesy to cover everything in the home for 12 months.
so it's just like kind of sweeten the deal.
Yeah, sweeten the deal. Like if in a competitive situation, this used to be the first thing we take out because you can buy your own on the back end.
Right.
But this saves the seller money. Do you have to? Some people are like, it's garbage. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Take $500 off the sales price, or give me $500. Just that like they don't want to make the seller pay $500 for something that they are not going to use.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And they get to choose their own. Like at the end is when they start making, and I'm like, research, ask your neighbors, ask your friends who has a good experience. It's very divided. Some people love home warranties. Like my mom's best friend has had one for 24 years, loved her home warranty. Some people are like, they're garbage. And I
Not gonna waste my
literally
money.
like, what's the point? Like, so it just depends. Like everyone's different. So Laura, what was your question?
I have a couple of friends that are like in the home warranty, business.
Oh yeah.
So they were saying the sweet spot, because I used to do it for $450 and then they start going up.
Uh-huh.
The sweet spot is a $650 if you're gonna write it in there. It gives you a little bit more of coverage, and then you are like right there where you need to be, but you're not over here. So it just pretty much, because like the way that I was doing it, like it was like a 4 something. So it barely gets you anything. And then you go on the 550, you're like right there. But if you go on the 650, then it puts you in the gold level that you're talking about. And then it's like it covers, then depending on the house, of course, if they're gonna take the whole fee or not, when it comes to it. But that's what they were talking about this last contract
Yep.
that it was like just,
You can write it for whatever. It is a blank. It's a blank.
Yeah,
You can
it's
write
negotiable.
whatever
Mhm.
dollar amount you want. If you write $800 in there and they only use $650 of it, the remainder of that money goes back to the seller. They just are crediting them the amount. So obviously you want to maximize, and I have home warranty reps that go, I can get you 2 years for that dollar amount. And I'm like, sweet, hook it up.
Right.
But like those are home warranty reps looking out for you going, if you pay $50 more, it'll extend the plan for 3 years. And I'm like, hell yeah, do it, add it on. I'll tell the buyer that they're paying an extra $50 to get 2 more years of home warranty. So having a relationship with home warranty reps and ordering, I have had that happen a lot where they're like, hey, we're running a special. So for that amount, you can get 18 months. I'm like, yeah, So I mean, it's all like changing all the time, but it's
Right.
important to have the conversation.
And then the lender takes care of that payment.
Nope.
No.
So whoever they order the home warranty company through, and it depends on whether or not you're working with the transaction coordinator, because this is what Chelsea does for me. They order they choose like First American Home Warranty.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't even know how they submit the order, but then there's an invoice. The home warranty company, we submit that invoice to title.
Okay.
So title is taking that money from the seller and paying that invoice to the home warranty company on behalf of the buyer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Chelsea, where do you get the invoice? Or do you just call and say, I think it's just an email. Hey, we want to go with First American Home Warranty.
I've been doing the transaction coordination for my sister.
Yeah.
And that's not for very long either. So
Yeah.
that came up, like the buyer had to had to select a home
Yep.
warranty.
They select it.
And then they selected it, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, exactly. They're supposed
Just-
to invoice you. Like that home warranty company should be invoicing you.
Invoicing her.
No, invoicing you.
Invoicing.
And then you turn around and send that invoice to title.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So after this box,
Sorry, who is you? The buyer, the seller?
agent.
The agent.
You as the agent.
Oh, okay.
It depends on whether or not you're working with the transaction coordinator, because your transaction coordinator is probably going to oversee that for you.
Okay.
But if it's time to order the home warranty and title is like, if no one's doing anything and you completely forgot about it, title will message you and go, we need a home warranty choice.
Yeah, they will.
And then you'll turn around to your buyer and go, hey, have you shopped home warranties yet? And then they'll be like, oh no, we haven't done that. I'm like, get me a name by like tomorrow if you can. And if they tell you the name, then you get the name back to title. And then an invoice magically appears.
So, I
don't know.
I'm a little
I don't do that.
confused though, but, only because I couldn't sleep very well. last night.
You're good.
Okay, so they bought they picked the home warranty, they paid for it. This is all done by the homeowner. But I'm the transaction coordinator. How do they know to give it? Do I just reach out to the buyer and say, I need this,
I need the name of your choice.
in the name of your choice, and then I reach out to the home warranty and tell them to invoice
I think so.
us? Okay.
Yeah.
Title takes care.
And then I take that invoice and send it to title.
And I don't know if we're just sending the info to title and title is the one that's looking up the person and then getting an invoice that way.
Okay.
It's a good question. I'll
Yeah.
ask Chelsea how she does.
Yeah.
Here, I got it. You're gonna tell them, title's gonna ask you, who is your rep? So for example, oh, Whitney's my rep. And then it's like, so I'm gonna call her and I'm gonna be like, hey, they are giving us a $500 credit.
Yeah.
What do you have? And then she sends everything to you and then you do send it to title. You know, even if you have a transaction coordinator,
Mhm.
you know, it's your responsibility as an agent for you to send that to them and then they add it in the everything. And then that's how they collect all of that. So that's how that one works.
Yeah, usually I think that's what they did, is send it to my sister.
Yeah. I mean, it just you have to track down an invoice ultimately, either tell title or and ask title, do you still need an invoice? Are you going to get the invoice or whatever? I don't know. Something like that. And sometimes it's not ordered, but you have a credit for it and then you have to find it and buy it, right? But I don't think it happens like that much anymore. So we're on this last row. After the appraisal and survey and home warranty, the very next box says arrange, move, and utilities. So at this point, everyone's packing up, right? I like to try to remind them the utilities. I wouldn't start setting everything up until you hear the words clear to close. I write the word CTC. That means you're pretty much in the clear to close on the closing date that we already decided, which was when I wrote the contract originally. But sometimes that closing date is subject to move. You got a storm in the Gulf, your policy is not bound, shit happens, like the lender's not ready, title's not ready, you got issues. So sometimes that date is subject to move. So when people set up too much shit on the day of closing and then closing date moves, they're so mad. This has actually happened to me where they had the cleaning service, the internet, the cable guy, they had like all these people coming and like they had to call all those people back, you know, the movers, the this. And I'm like, don't set up anything until you get your clear to close. Clear to close is your green light to start switching things. The very next box says final walkthrough. We always go back the day before closing or the day of closing, just depending on what time closing is at. I like doing it the date of closing. So if my closing is at noon, I'll meet at the house at 11. We'll do our walkthrough and then go straight to the closing table. So this is a visual inspection to make sure that everything is the same as when we wrote the contract, like the condition is the exact same, or if not better. Say it again.
No initial walkthrough?
It's
Like
only
first-
one. For
only
resale,
one?
it's only one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, blue, like new construction, you'll get two. You'll get a blue
Right,
tape and
yeah.
a final. But for
Resale.
resale, you get one final. You can, at this point, use that as an opportunity to get a re-inspection if there's anything funky happening up here. And you're like, well, I can't tell if they did anything with the gas line or the electrical. Like, so I need an inspector to come back out. So that usually costs about if they wanted to, they would do it before the final walkthrough. Usually people don't do that, and it's more of a visual to say everything is satisfactory. I'm good to go. You're about to take possession. So you're looking for acts of nature, acts of violence, vandalism, things like that. If everything looks good, you basically take that key from the lockbox and go to closing with it. So you would not give the key to your buyer until you're funded, but that's the opportunity to take the key. So when you fund, here's your key, you're officially funded. Here's the keys to your new home. And then so after final walkthrough, usually title company is close to the house, not always, but I always try to like make it to where it's not too far away. The very last box is sign and close. And that's where you're going to bring your valid, not expired Texas driver's license, any driver's license, not expired again. Don't make them double check. Valid Texas driver's license and your money. And then you sign all the paperwork. It takes between 30 minutes to an hour. And then it takes about an hour to get funded. And then you can give them the keys and celebrate. So the whole process from the signing from writing the contract to signing is about 30 days. So if I were writing a contract, today is June 22nd. I'm writing a closing date for July 22nd. Granted that it's not a weekend. If it's a weekend, I'll push it back to like a Monday or Tuesday.
I have a question. What is the period of contingencies? Happening?
Your three major contingencies during this process is one, your option period.
Okay.
We have to negotiate a repair that you have the right to back out. The second is your appraisal contingency, meaning the property has to make value and pass all conditions, like conditions, like if it's FHA, it can't have like rotted wood. Sometimes it pops up as a condition on the appraisal that it has to be repaired, right? So all that has to be satisfied. If it doesn't make value, we said we paid $300, it came in at $290. You have the right to back out because you're not like, if the seller's like, I'm not talking about price, and you're like, I'm not paying 10 grand, you can back out. That's a contingency. The third contingency that's not really listed is your financing contingency. So when you're writing a contract, you have a financing period, like it's a financing approval. And on the contract, a standard amount of time, again, it's a blank. Sometimes I could try to get away with having a bigger number, but 21 is the standard number of days. So in 3 weeks, you have to be fully approved by your lender. Otherwise, you have the right to back out. So it's a financing contingency saying you got pre-approved, we were under contract. Now all of a sudden we got this weird child support lien that came out of nowhere and it disqualifies you. If you found out about it within that 3 weeks, you can back out of the contract and get your earnest money back.
I have a question. What happened if the closing day was, for example, today? The trade signs have been postponed because of the loan, loan
Yeah.
issue.
It happens.
It happens?
Yeah, all the time. Unfortunately, as long as you keep an amendment and stay in contract, like you keep extending, then you're fine. If you don't have an amendment that extends, you're out of contract.
So all that's going on in the background during the option period,
Which part?
the funding approval.
No.
No.
Your financing approval starts the day that you go under contract. You have
Okay.
21 days from executed.
From the time you
Mhm.
open that contract. Okay.
Yeah. So if anything happened, and that's what your lender is doing. So if you find any financing problems, the first question is, are we within our 21 days? Because if you had to back out, you would be covered. If it's outside of your 21 days, you're not covered.
Yeah, okay.
So it just depends on what it is. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so after I reach this, and obviously it doesn't take that long when I'm with somebody. This also takes about 20 minutes to get through. I ask them if they have any questions. Do you guys have any more questions? I let them know. I usually, when I say bring your valid Texas driver's license and money, they're like, money? What money do I have to bring? It's a great question. I flip to the very next page and it says, what's the difference between down payment and closing costs? So again, I'm sitting in front of a brand new buyer. They have no idea what they're talking about. Like this is all new. I let them know your lender is going to give you a good faith estimate at the very beginning of this process and at the very end of this process. That's gonna, at the beginning is gonna be estimated numbers, like based on like what you think you can afford. And then once we identify a property, it's gonna be actual numbers, actual house, actual insurance, actual all the things. So the two things that you have to bring to closing is your down payment pot, which is loan specific. So VA is 0%, FHA is 3.5%, conventional, they can put down 3%, all the way up to 20%. It doesn't matter. So down payment is loan specific, and then closing costs are all your prepaids. It's about 5%. Do not hold me to that percentage. I'm not a lender. 5% ish is what your closing cost. If I'm doing quick math on like what you're going to be responsible for, it's your 3% down payment or 3.5% down payment, and then closing costs are your insurance, your taxes, your title company fees, your lender fees. So sometimes buyers need closing cost contribution because it's like they can't come up with the down payment and the closing costs.
Insurance, taxes, what else?
Lender fees, title company fees.
So that
We call
5%.
those your prepaids.
Hey, Chelsea. So is the
So you
5%?
mash those two amounts together, down payment plus closing costs, mash them together, and then you get cash to close. That's what you have to bring a check for closing. I've represented a seller in the past, and the buyer literally was $5,000 short. Did not have it. Did not. And I'm like, what is going on with this? I mean, like, worst lender ever to not prepare someone at the beginning, give me a rough worst case scenario estimate on what I have to bring. They're supposed to be checking to see if this money's available. I mean, you need to work with a lender that knows what they're doing. This is why, like, it can get you in some serious hot water. If you've never heard of them, they're garbage. I mean, there are a lot of garbage lenders out there, and I hang up on a lot of them.
Yeah.
They're like,
Whitney.
I'd like to have coffee. And I'm like, sorry.
Hey, Whitney, I have a question.
The very next one, and again, I encourage you to read through this stuff before you explain it to your buyer, because I always like shorthand it. The very next one says, how does my agent get paid? This is going to be a huge deal come July 1st. The contracts class on Thursday is going to cover this because it's changing in our contracts. Our listing agreements are changing. Our contracts are changing to where this is negotiable in a contract. The listing agreement is only going to cover listing agent commission. Right now, we decide both. You're going to pay each person 3% at the very beginning, right? And then when the contract changed with paragraph 12, everyone's all flipped out. I know it's like, it puts our money at risk, but we're negotiating it, right? Just like every other term, I'm writing in 3%. I'm writing in 3% no matter what. Like nobody, it's going to eliminate the agents calling listing agents going, how much is your seller going to give in buyer agency commission? You shouldn't have to ask, it's negotiable. So on July 1st, that paragraph 12 is going to change. It's negotiable, but I let my buyers know historically, this is coming out of the seller's pocket. I say historically, it protects me. I'm not like it's standard that you can't say that. I just say historically, it's negotiable. I write it into the contract. There's a place in the buyer rep I'm going to show you that would put them on the hook if the seller is not paying for it. Since 2024, when the whole NAR lawsuit thing happened, I have, like, and knock on wood, I've never seen a seller not pay a buyer agency commission. So it's pretty much been a non-issue, but I just let them know historically comes out of the seller's pocket. The very next one says, can my agent represent me in buying a new house? The answer is yes. If you wanted to go new construction, I'm going to make an appointment with for you and register you. That's important because some builders won't acknowledge your relationship with a buyer, even if you have a buyer rep, if they went in without you and you didn't register them. Is that true? I don't know if you know that side of it.
What was that?
They'll disqualify you, like you don't even have a relationship with the buyer if you didn't register them or if they didn't come in with you for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah, I've gotten cut out of deals.
Yeah.
LGI, I'll never do business with them again, ever. I won't step foot.
Yeah, they have to initially
Garbage.
let them know that they're being represented by you.
Correct. So you have to emphasize, if you go to a new construction, you either let them know I am your agent, but I'd rather know about it so I can set the appointment. I can be with you. I can ask all the questions that you might not think to ask.
their the sales agent for the buyer, for
Yeah.
the home builders,
Yeah.
their commission changes based on if they have a real estate agent or not.
Mhm.
So like, say if they walk in to a new neighborhood, right, a new construction neighborhood, and they don't initially let the sales agent from, let's say, Lennar, so they don't let them know that they're being represented by us, then they'll get 1.5% off of them instead of, let's say it's 1.2 because they're being represented by a realtor. Yeah, so since they know that, if they don't initially let them know that they're being represented by someone, then they'll kick you out of that deal.
Yeah, it's happened to me.
Mhm.
So just let them know if you are considering new construction, you either mention me
Right.
or you let me register you. Let me make your appointment. Like, let me do my job.
Yeah, you typically want to be there if
Mhm.
your client is going there for the first time to go
Mhm.
check out homes or whatever.
Yeah.
You typically
Sometimes you don't know.
want
I had someone over the weekend go in without me and I was like, y'all, but they said, we told them that you were our agent.
to be there.
And I'm like, sweet, thank you. So I'm not as worried, but, you get cut out and then that really sucks. The very next page says, what if I'm interested? And again, these are all things that they just don't know and you're kind of educating them, right? What if I'm interested in a home with another agent's sign in the yard? They don't get how there's two sides. There's a listing side and a buyer side. And what I let them know is whoever has a sign in the yard represents the seller in their best interests.
Mhm.
So that's like calling the other party and asking them to help you. Obviously, they're only in it to help the seller. They're probably going to pass you on to somebody else. But now that you have me, you're going to call me. I'm your representative. I'll get you all the info. That's how that works. So like listing side, buyer side, they are separate. That's how it works. These last two I don't go over. They don't apply.
Also, are you saying that sometimes clients think like they're obligated to go to that agent that has their
They don't get
sign
it.
on?
We get
Okay.
so many sign calls because somebody's like, "Hey, I saw this house. I like to see it." Because I have it listed, right?
Right.
Where I'm like, and I've had this happen where, I think people can do this. I've never honestly wanted to figure it out where it's like an intermediary. I've done intermediary where buyer and seller they all reach their own
Represent
agreement.
both of them?
I don't represent anybody.
For the brokerage.
I don't represent anybody. It's
Oh.
intermediary. Y'all are figuring it out and I'm facilitating. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I've never done this. And when it did happen to me, where I have a listing and I was at an open house and I'm just like sitting there. And then my buyers walk in. I'm like, what are y'all? And they like saw my Facebook post. I'm like, oh my God, that shit works. I know. I was like, oh my God, it's great. But they're like, we think we want to buy this house. And I was like, if you do, I can't help you. Like, I'm not going to and again, very sweet people. I don't think I'd have any problems, but I don't represent both sides because who am I representing better?
Yeah.
I've known you longer, but you're this is my active listing. I'm trying to get it sold. So then they're going to find out, well, her mother is your best friend and you were working harder for her and you fucked me on this. Excuse my French. I'm so sorry. But that's how it works. You know what I mean? And so it's like I, in that situation, referred out my buyers to an agent in the office and got a referral fee because I'm not going to
I think that's the best way to go.
it is just to say, I'm not going to, and I see people do it all the time. You get a listing agent and then all of a sudden the buying agent, oh, it's the same person. How funny is that? I'm like, I don't want to get mixed up with that and piss off the wrong person. And you just don't know, it's a really hard thing to keep crystal clear. So it's best to just refer it out to someone that you trust, get the referral fee. The very last, okay, then there's key terms. I don't go over the key terms. I send this packet home with you so you can read through it. The very last thing, and again, this whole buyer consult is peace of mind. Peace of mind that I've told you all the things that you need to know, right? So all the things on here, it says, don't quit your job or change jobs if this is likely. Consult with your lender. Do not apply for credit anywhere else except with your lender. And then I let them know, but you can apply with more than one lender as long as it's done around the same time. As a consumer, you have the right to rate shop, right? So talk to two different people. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't do it month after month after month. Do it within the same period of time, right? Within a 30-day window. Yes, of course.
when you go into a listing appointment, well, even a buyer's appointment, you have that packet and what else?
I have this packet and then I have my IADS and buyer rep.
Okay, that's it?
There.
So everything else gets sent to them or,
What do you mean?
like, not for the buyer side, but for, seller side, like the.
I bring a blue folder.
disclosure? Huh?
I bring a blue folder to my listing appointment
Okay.
and I leave it with them. And if they don't sign with me right then and there, I send it to them electronically. Same thing with this.
I'm just trying to, I guess, understand who does what now, because I guess when I was reading this, at some point it was saying something about how, the dot loop is created.
Uh-huh. Are you on the team or not on the team?
Yes.
You're on the team. So as a buyer's agent, I can do a buyer's consult a day, one a day. I sometimes when I'm on the ball, I'll print out blanks and just have a stack of these. So I don't have to come to the office and print every time because I'm not using my home printer. You know what I'm saying? So I'll then have a big packet because I don't want to have to keep driving to the office, print out my stuff. I'm like, yeah, I can meet you right now, 5 minutes on the road. I have everything I need because I like having, I'm like a paper person. So I like having this. Sometimes I've had to like pivot where I'm doing it electronically on my screen, but I like to write on it. And then I like to give it to them and I like to have them sign this, which is what I'm about to go into next. But like, this is as a buyer's agent, I print out blank ones and I just carry them in my bag. As a listing, I make a note in FUB for Chin. Chin creates my loop. And then I come to the office and print out all the documents and put it in a blue folder and take it to my listing appointment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I can show you like,
It's just gonna take.
it's okay. Yeah, we'll keep reminding you. And I can show you what I mean. Like I can open up my dot loop and show you, but buyers, I take care of all my buyers. I just carry blank ones, or I can go into the loop and make a whole loop with their name on it. Usually I don't have that much time on my hands. I'm just like, I grab a blank one and I'm going.
So
Or I-
you turn around and, I'm sorry, and just upload them to dot loop like you would?
if I get them signed.
Right, if you have
Uh-huh.
designs, okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit more of a pain in the ass if they don't do it directly in dot loop, but
I used to work with seniors for this.
yeah. Actually I don't load it to dot loop. I save it and I send them a copy.
And then they upload it.
I mean, I don't know if anybody uploads it. I'm telling you, I'm getting paid without uploading it.
Look, okay, good.
Her TC uploads it.
Hey, Whitney, I have a
If
question.
anybody asks me for it, I know that I have it because I
So you-
saved it.
After it's signed on the paper, you take a picture of it and you send it to.
I upload it.
Oh,
I
so
scan it in.
Has templates and
This
then-
scanner is amazing at
Oh,
scanning.
Oh,
I just scan it in because I have a template in my FUB that says, thank you for meeting with me today. Here's your documents. So I have it saved in my computer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No one ever asked me for it though.
Yes. So a
Um,
listing appointment is gonna be completely different. Are you teaching that, Evan?
Aislinn is going to teach you that next.
Oh, okay.
I'm only buyer right now.
All right.
And that's because this little presentation has high conversion. Most agents are not sitting down with their buyers and doing this. They're just jumping in. I used to do it. I hear you. They're not taking the time to get to get to know you, explain the process, and then lock them in.
Right.
Right? So it should take you about an hour, right? So we did the get to know you. This is the process part. And I'm just going to finish this because it has important stuff. Sorry. I'm trying to like fast forward. Don't change bank accounts or transfer money within your existing accounts. People lose their shit when I say don't transfer money. As long as it can be accounted for and easily explained with underwriters, you're good. Don't be doing weird Pablo Escobar things with your money. Big lumps of sums going in and out. Don't do weird things with your money. During this process, you can do weird things with your money outside of this process. Okay, no one's going to judge you.
Whitney, I have a
Don't
question.
change bank account. Oh, don't co-sign for anyone for any reason for anything. Don't purchase or attempt to purchase anything else on credit, such as another car, truck, boat, furniture, or other real estate. Remind them, Memorial Day sale, 4th of July sale, Black Friday, pump the brakes. Don't buy anything on credit. Don't open a Kohl's card. You got to buy something. You either use cash or use your parents' money, but don't open a new line of credit. You are approved on a snapshot. You cannot pay off debt unless you're told to, or incur new debt. That's going to disqualify you. And the whole thing is blown to shit. So don't do it. Don't charge any abnormal amounts to your current credit cards. Don't send in late payments, and don't wait longer than the time frame necessary to give your lender all the documents they ask for. And then that's when I let them know your lender is also human. He makes mistakes, he or she. They work on a team just like I do. Sometimes you send it in and the document just disappears. Go to the same email, re-forward it. It'll actually get there this time. It's a miracle. Just kind of warn them. They might ask you for the document more than once. That just, it happens. Like sometimes people lose their shit. Like, I've sent this document. Like, it's just annoying. Things happen. Portals are weird. The internet's weird. The cloud is weird. Like, they're going to ask you for documents sometimes more than once. So just make sure you get them in quick, like sooner than later. And then that's this entire, there's a note page on the back if they need it. And then I leave this packet, they can take it home. So once I finish this, the third part of the presentation is the IABS and the buyer rep. Okay. So then I transition by saying, now that you understand how the process part of this works, I want you to understand how the representation part of this works, right? A lot of people get it. When you go to sell a house, you've got to sign a listing agreement. That's pretty common knowledge. Like, you're in agreement to move forward to sell your house, you sign a paper. Same thing with the buyer. You're in agreement to move forward to buy a house with a buyer's agent, you sign a paper, right? So I let them know. And again, there's no other way to go over the IABS without reading it, just like word for word. So I kind of do it quickly and I just say, a broker's minimum duties required by law are to put the interest of the client above all others, including the broker's own interest, inform the client of any material information about the property or transaction received by the broker, answer the client's question and present any offer or counter offer from the client, and to treat all parties to a real estate transaction honestly and fairly. And then I let them know if I've reached this point, I must think that they're cool. I must want to work with them, because there's been a time where this guy was giving off like seriously crazy vibes, and I'm like, there's no way. I can't. I said, thank you for your time. I'll call you back. I'll call you later. And I never called him. And I'm like, please go away and never contact me. Because he was literally like, it's okay to evaluate and go, we're not going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time and your effort and your energy. Like, it is a literal, like, this job takes up a lot of your time. You have to spend a lot of time communicating. The people that blow you up at 11 p.m., 6 a.m., you're like, like the red flags were going off now. Listen to that, because it's like, you'll hate yourself.
Oh, Michael says that he has questions. But he said, I'm listening online and trying to ask questions, but I don't think you can hear me.
Oh, I can't. I'm so sorry. Hang on, let me get back in.
Hello.
Let it go idle. Natalie, what's the password of the computer for Ken? 3901. All the things I didn't try. I didn't know Zoom could still hear us, y'all. My God, it's a miracle. Oh, I see you.
Are you there?
So that buyer presentation packet is in the.
Sweet assist.
So that's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That one that you have.
Right there? I mean,
No, the new one.
This one that I have, yes. I think they did create a new one, but I haven't seen it. If you're talking, Michael, I
Hello?
cannot hear you.
hello. Okay. Uh,
How do I let him talk? Oh! Maybe he's gonna get back in. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, the TV even went off. What the hell?
It did.
is that any better? Hello? Hello?
First of all, Michael's talking and I can't hear him. And then second, I don't know how to, is this HDMI?
I think it's on one.
But I don't know why I can't hear him. Is it because the TV's off?
Hello?
Cause he's right here. Michael hi.
It's because he's muted.
Oh,
Unmute. Michael, can you hear us?
Hello? Hello?
Oh, there you go.
you're
All
a
right.
genius, Natalie. Oh my God.
This has been rough. I've been screaming into my phone the whole time. No,
Well, I'm
I've been
glad
trying
that
to.
finally
No, that's all right. Hey, so I have some questions that were like kind of from way back, but I'm finally getting that. So
Yeah.
you recently talked about 5%. What you're talking about is like the
for
closing
costs.
cost.
Yes.
Is that like, does that 5% count? What is that? What goes into that 5%?
Those are your closing costs, which cover all of your taxes, all of your insurance, all of your lender fees, and all of your title company fees. It's a rough estimate of what you'll need to bring.
Okay. And that has nothing to do with inspection, appraisal.
Nothing.
That's all
Nothing.
separate, right?
All separate.
And down payment is separate as well. So that's just 5%
Absolutely.
is roughly everything else, not including down payment. Okay, great.
Correct.
All right. And I don't know if you covered this or answered it already or not, but if you are, so let's say I had an open house, right? And I had buyers come in, they're unrepresented by anybody. And I had a little form and a questionnaire that says, can I contact you about future properties? And they circled yes. Is it okay? Is it legal for me to go into HAR and set them up an auto email search if they're not signed with me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
It is not legal to show them property without a signed buyer rep.
Yeah, I got that part. Yeah, I just didn't know, like,
But there
you
is a
know.
short form that usually you have.
The short form?
Yes. Maybe.
Sure. Yeah, there's
You
a
can
short
use
form.
that one and then we can sign
So-
the longest one.
Honestly, if they say yes, that's your opportunity to invite them to a buyer consult because they need to understand how it works. And that's where they get to know you, they get to meet you. Now, if you want to show them properties the same day, I've had a lot of agents call me and be like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, go roll the dice. You can get them to sign a short form for like one day and then buyer consult them later.
Yeah, I
And I
have some clients that I just did that on. Like they were at an open house and then my open house ended and I left. And I was like driving down the street and they called me like, hey, can you show us a different property in the neighborhood? And I'm like,
So-
yeah, well, I need you to sign my agreement. And luckily she was like an ex real estate agent. So she got it. She was no problem. She's like, oh yeah. And I signed her for like 6 months.
So the reality is there's not going to be any recourse. There's no like track police that are like tracking your every move. So it is a roll of the dice. We are all independent contractors. We can do business. Obviously, we want to follow the rules and, buyer consult them, get them to sign something. But there is very little recourse. I'm not saying go show them without a buyer rep. I'm just saying, it's a roll of the dice to spend your time with somebody that may or may not be your client.
No, I got you. And one last question. So I had a listing appointment yesterday and I'm trying to get like all the forms. No, I'm sorry. I went into dot loop. I was going to create a dot loop, but it looked like the new listing forms are already in there because the forms that were in there don't match one of the other listing agreements I have. Like it doesn't have a space for the buyer rep
Yeah,
fee on there.
that's changing July 1st.
Right. So I was thinking, well, it's not July 1st yet. You know what I mean? Like, where's the old forms? So like, cause I haven't even been trained on that yet. Cause training isn't until Thursday.
Right.
So I had to just print off an old form. I'm guessing the old forms are still good, right? I got them to sign the old form. Is that good?
I think signing any listing is good.
No, I mean, it's still legal, right? Like if I sign and I have
I
another one
don't know
today
how
and I
we're
have
gonna,
another.
like, that's a good Lori question. I don't know how we're gonna update when someone's signed, I feel like it's not gonna change a lot, but like, I don't really know how our current listings are gonna be affected and like what we have to get them to sign. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess we're all
But
just
we can
kind of
ask
waiting.
Lori. Yeah. Like we can ask Lori, like.
Yeah, and I'm
what
planning
we-
to come in the office too. I'm going to drive up there on Thursday. I'm going to try to be there in person.
Same. I want to hear Lori's presentation.
Thank you, Winnie.
You're welcome. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
It's all good. It was fine.
Okay. Okay. So after I read this, So after I read the duties, again, at the top, required by law, I let them know, I've reached this point. I think they're cool. I want to work with them. I let them know, I'd love to take this opportunity to, invite you, or I guess, like, so I can be your buyer's agent. I'll have to work on the way I say that. Take the opportunity to work for you as your buyer's agent is usually what I say. The broker becomes the buyer tenant agent by agreeing to represent the buyer, usually through a written representation agreement. A buyer's agent must perform the broker's minimum duties above and must inform the buyer of any material information about the property or transaction known by the agent, including information disclosed to the agent by the seller or seller's agent. That's a mouthful. What it means is, once I make you my client, I owe you all the information. Then I go straight into the buyer rep form, right? So this is 5 pages. I never use the short form. I never have an opportunity. It's usually like, if somebody wants to work with me, I do it the slow way where I meet with them first. I do this presentation, I get them to sign this, and then we move forward. I'm very rarely on the go picking up people that want to see a property the same day. But then I go through this. You're the client, I'm the broker. The appointment, this is like kind of here in the middle. It says the client grants the broker the exclusive right to act as the client's real estate agent for the purpose of acquiring property in the market area. These definitions, these are all the places I'm going to be showing you property. D, property means any interest in real estate, including but not limited to properties listed in a multiple listing service. Properties for sale by owner and properties for sale by builder. The term, or just the amount of term that we agreed that we'd like to work with each other. Broker's obligations, this refers to me, that I'll use my best efforts to assist the clients in acquiring a property in the market area and assist you in the negotiation of the acquisition of that property. The client's obligations, that's you. You will work, and I circle, you will work with me exclusively in acquiring the property and let anyone that you come into contact with, other brokers, salespersons, sellers, or landlords, know that you have representation. The next page, again, this is when, like in 2024, the NAR lawsuit, everything changed. They moved up this compensation paragraph to the top and they bolded it and even underlined it because it's pretty serious now. Basically says that my services are 3% of the sale of the transaction, but it says underneath, and this is what I read out loud to them, broker will seek to obtain payment of the fees specified in 7A, which is at 3%, first from the seller, landlord, or their agents. If such persons refuse or fail to pay the broker the amount specified, the client, that's you, will pay the broker the amount specified less any amounts the broker receives from such persons. So that is basically saying you're on the hook to pay my commission if the seller won't do it. It's a warning. Like it could potentially happen.
That'll come out at the end of closing costs.
They have to agree to it.
Yeah.
But you also have to get into a situation
So
where
you
the
have
seller.
to make an amendment to the contract.
So no, because you would know from the beginning when you write
oh.
your contract and you're like writing in your 3% and the seller's like, yeah, I'm not paying 3%. Then you're like, okay, Mr. Buyer, are you going to pay my 3%? Because you signed an agreement that said you would.
Right.
And some agents, I am not one of them. We can all do our business differently. Well, if like, let's say someone's only paying 2.5%, they'll collect their other 5.5 from the buyer to get their 3%.
Yeah.
So earned and payable, we don't get paid until we hit the closing table. Down here at the bottom, 3% is for new construction. I still earn 3% with new construction. Protection period is, it's a very legalese paragraph, and I have the dates, like 30 days in here because I'm not really concerned. It means if this agreement ends and I've shown you like, let's say 20 properties, and then you go and this agreement ends, and then you go buy one of the properties that I showed you with another agent, I have the right, if you're doing it within 30 days of this agreement ending, I have the right to go after you for my earned commission. Only if I give you a list of all the properties I've shown you within 10 days of this agreement ending.
Okay.
So read it so you know how to explain it. It's very convoluted and it's a protection. It's like
It's
somebody
30 days after.
this is a blank.
I've seen people put 90.
My sister, I think, puts 90.
I've never had to go after somebody like, oh, you bought a house I showed you. Like, I didn't give you a list of 10 of the 10. I didn't send
Well, I even know.
right. Discrimination.
Yeah,
I don't have the time. I really don't. If I'm not selling you a house, it's probably for a good reason.
right.
Representations, we're all of sound mind to make this decision. Intermediary, we leave that checked. That means that we're all, if we happen to find a listing within my brokerage umbrella that you like, checks all your boxes, it's okay that we work with each other. We're just acknowledging that we're all under the same brokerage umbrella. Competing clients, sometimes I have clients looking in the same places and the same price points at the same time. I just let them know if that's the case. I'll be as transparent as possible on, I've been to this house before, or I've got a client that's really interested in this house. And then I give them all the same comparable data and or tactics on how to win a multiple offer situation. The very next thing is confidential information. So however you see fit in constructing your offer is confidential, or what you're willing to do. Like, I'm willing to overpay by $25,000. Like, that's also confidential. All the legalese things, mediation, default, attorney's fees are down here. And then the very last page is the things I read off that are important to me. I say, in accordance with fair housing laws and National Association of Realtors, our services must be provided without regard to race, color, religion, national origin, sex, disability, familial status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. The B is important, says broker is not a property inspector, pest inspector, appraiser, surveyor, engineer, environmental assessor, or compliance inspector. I'm not any of those things. Clients should seek experts, I circle experts, to render such services. I skip down to D. I say client may purchase a residential service contract. That's that home warranty that we were talking about. You should review such service contract or the scope of limitations. Coverage, exclusions, and limitations. So that's where with the home warranty, like you need to know what it covers, when it takes effect, know all the ins and outs. Because like I've heard that a lot of them have done away with a 30-day waiting period, but like I don't know how all of them work. So it's important to understand. So you like once you buy the house and it closes, when it's acceptable to call the home warranty. And actually, they're never going to cover anything that was not already working. Does that make sense? Like it has to already be functioning as intended. Because they'll never cover it. It's like insurance. They'll consider it a pre-existing condition.
Right.
And then the very last thing I cover is E, and it says when viewing a property, client may be recorded or otherwise monitored without the client's knowledge or consent. That means there's cameras. Whenever I see a camera, I'm going to point it out to you, where I'm going to say, hey, look, there's a Ring doorbell camera. And that kind of means like, watch what you're saying, because sellers are usually watching the cameras. I have a lot of sellers that are, they're glued to the camera. They are like, literally, they listen to every word you say. So, and then same thing with inside the house. If I see cameras inside, I'm going to point them out. Oh, look, here's that. I mean, sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes it's like in a plant where I'm like, oh, there's cameras. And I'm like, this is the living room. This is the kitchen. I'm just very, I have a lot of people that make comments about maybe the furniture, the smell, the whatever. Like, so I try, if I see cameras, I'm like, we're not going to say those things. Lori has a good story, and I use it as an example where the buyer said, on camera, like the seller was watching on camera, I will do anything to get this house. I love it so much. I will do anything. And the seller was like, anything, and literally just put it to them the entire time. And they closed, but they had no negotiating power. So I let my buyers know in my buyer consult, you see a camera, and I say, look, there's a camera. Don't say anything about anything. We'll talk down by the cars. Right. So when I get done with this page, my buyer consult is over. Again, it should have taken you an hour or less. But when I reach this bottom page, I say, is this something you feel comfortable signing today? I might say it a little nicer. Is this something you feel comfortable signing today? Let's try that again.
Is this something?
Is this something you feel comfortable? No, I say it nicely. Is this something you feel comfortable signing today? And they usually say yes immediately. And then I have them wet sign it, and we go backwards. Sign, sign, sign. And I go to the front, I go to the term and I go, most people sign for 6 months. Is that okay with you? They're like, but it's fine. I write in 6 months. I scan it. I email it to them. Okay.
You always start with 6 months, typically.
I do whatever. It does not matter to me.
Yeah.
If they're signing it and they want 1 month, I don't care. Yes, I'm still here. I'm still here. So a lot of people, it's a control thing or it's a power thing. I've had people in the past go, I'll give you 30 days. They were from California. They were like all hard ass about it.
Mhm.
They ended up buying a house with me. We are Facebook friends. We are, we all, but in the beginning, they wanted it on their terms. Okay, cool. 30 days. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Sign it.
Sign it.
You're my client for the next 30 days. I'm going to win you over. It's going to be awesome. We can extend this with no problem. The point is that they sign it.
Yeah.
Wet sign. We want them to walk away with them being your client. Now, if they're like, I don't know, we're going to have to think about it. I'm like, that honestly, I'm not a pusher. Somebody go on an appointment with Ozzie. You'll see a completely different type of person. It's fun. It's a good time.
I was about to say at that point, did you say like, well, what's stopping you from signing today?
I would say ask them, like, find out what it is.
Right.
Can I ask, like what's holding you back from signing? And then you understand what that is. And then, I'm
I'd like
again,
to see how the
oh yeah, he's such a different, we're all different. That's what I've.
Yeah.
I'm me because of, like we're all different for a reason.
Right,
That's not a bad thing. I let him know I'm very transparent. Here you go. You take it all home with you. But also set a follow-up day and time. I'm going to call you tomorrow and see if you have any questions, and then we'll go from there. Is that okay? You have to call them tomorrow and be like, do you have any questions? And if they're like, and sometimes I have people say this and then they're like, they'll call me an hour after we left our appointment and say, just send it over to me. I'm ready to sign.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's on their terms that they feel, and I've had people, I call back.
At the chat, tell them I can't show you anything
No,
without this. And
Correct.
no other agents can show them anything without that too. So if you want to start looking,
again, but are you
Yeah, that's where you
pre-approved?
start.
Yeah. If they're already pre-approved and they need an agent, well, this has to be signed. If they're not pre-approved, you have no business looking at houses anyway. So sign this. Let me help you get started. If they don't want to sign it, they either don't understand or they're difficult to work with. And I would run like
can
for the
I
hills.
ask you, like, so I get renters that are wanting, that I try to get talking to, get in front of a lender just in case they could possibly turn into a homeowner instead.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes that doesn't, sometimes you're not able to do that. So, but you're still in a working relationship with them, like as far as just talking. Do you still have to do not that whole presentation, but you still have to give them the IBS, AIBS, and the representation thing, the whole thing?
If they're trying, like I have a buyer consult on Wednesday. These are renters I've been actively showing. And we talked about buying. They decided not to do that. Then they called me over the weekend. They're the ones that went to the new construction without me. Had no idea that we think we want to buy now. Let's meet on Wednesday so I can do this, make them my actual official client as a buyer, and then I can help you with this whole thing.
Right. Okay. So if they're wanting to rent, they still have to fill that out. You can't show them anything.
No. With renters, it does not apply.
Oh, okay.
It's not the same for renters. You don't need to have a buyer's rep signed for a renter.
Okay.
Now you'll need it eventually when I go to sign the like if they're signing a contract for a lease, I squeeze in the buyer rep and IBS
And
then.
what if they go from renter, they sign it, and then now like your clients want us to buy, that you don't have to do anything else that's good. Okay, so guess what I'm trying to say is, if they sign that for renting, right, and they decide, oh, I want to buy a house, they have to use me as their real estate agent, or can they go and pick another real estate agent?
They could pick another real estate agent.
They can, even with
Yeah,
that
the contract
agreement.
is just binding for the rental property, right?
Yeah, you can rent with somebody and buy with somebody else.
Oh,
And I'd be like, why would you do that without me?
right.
You don't want them to do that. But I've had this signed as a buyer and I've shown people property and then they buy with another agent.
Mm.
And I'm like, do you not understand what you signed? And they were like, ugh. And then I was like, I'm going to consult my lawyer. And they were like, well, don't do that. And they're all like freaked out. And that's the extent of it because I don't really have any time or energy. But I scared them. I could tell that they were scared. And that was good enough for me.
How's the payment?
That felt good. And then I let it go. I mean, honestly. I mean, but people-
Technically under contract.
But like, they bought a house that I didn't show them. What am I going to do? Go enforce this? Like, court of law? She didn't understand what she signed. And I drove my ass all around A-Leaf showing her houses.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, but again, some people are just like, I've learned who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if you've been with Ozzie long enough, somewhere along the way, I failed her to where she didn't feel comfortable enough with me to buy a house with me. Because the agent she bought a house with was like a brand new agent. And I was like, well, that's dumb. I mean, no offense. But I was like, I know. But I was like, she has no experience.
Like, really, you're gonna go Marcus and you're not going?
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, no, but I'm saying you have to get started somewhere, and I get it. And but again, that agent must have felt her like make her feel comfortable because she ended up buying a house with her.
Yeah.
So it's all about like how you're making people feel in this process. So yeah, that was rough. The next part of this is doing a search on HAR, right? So, and I'm gonna kind of go quickly through this.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
If you have been in the business as long as we have been, and you know that you have to have those documents signed whenever you're gonna go show a house, and then you see on Facebook on a group and like, oh, I'm looking for an agent that wants to show me a house, and everybody's like, I'm available. Bitch, you don't have documents signed. What the hell are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, don't do that.
Yeah.
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 Well, the people that allow it. Yeah, people that allow it.
Say when I see that,
Mhm.
you know, and then you come to classes like this and you're like, don't do that. Don't be, you know, I mean, those
Yeah.
people are not even, they're not gonna be faithful to you. They're not gonna be faithful to her or to me or anything. You know, because they don't want to, that's the reason why they're going on social media, because they probably already met with one of us and they don't want to sign this and everything. They want the easy way out. They probably cannot even afford a house. So,
Right. Yeah. They're
Yeah.
they're bored on a Saturday.
yes, don't do that. Yeah, promise you, it's very, very hard for them to really commit to you. Don't waste your time.
So I was gonna show you, I have to filter some of these out, but I have a client, she has 22 favorites.
20.
These are all video tours. And hang on, oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh, too many items are checked. Cool.
You're like, I know.
I know. Usually, because like I'm literally driving around town video touring for this client.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for real. Like this is a real like active client right now. But this is where I'm like, okay, let me see how I'm gonna do that.
Oh, wow. They're all over.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's where I can see these are all her favorites where I've already done like this cluster, but I haven't done anything else because I just don't have time to get over there. Like I haven't had time. But I can see this is how I'm going to lay out my, like when I go to actually schedule, I've already done all of these. I'll probably do maybe, yeah. Well, I'm going to make these probably a day. I'm going to make those a day. Yeah. So I'll do that like tomorrow morning. I mean, I have to like spread it out. I can't do it all in one day. Right. But this is how I can see what she wants. It's too much. But I'm going to show you how I schedule. Right. So, they're not from here, so they don't know. Right. So that's part of the problem. I know.
They're coming from California.
Like no, Hawaii, like, well, they're between Hawaii and Australia. It's like a little island. I know. Yeah, I know. So pray for me. So I'm just gonna set someone up on a search, right? I just buyer consulted them. They're looking for houses that have their pre-approval letter. And by the way, when someone has a pre-approval letter and if they already come with it, tell them to send it to you. right? Not like, can you? No,
No,
I need it. Like, it's not even like a question. Like, send it over to me. Thanks so much. This is my tour bus. So again, I'm searching for them. They said they want 3 bedrooms. They want, let's say, 3 bathrooms. I always pick Friendswood because that's where I'm from. It's easy for me to just navigate. I know that it's school district 20. I can also search by zip code. Friendswood split into 2 different counties and 2 different 2 different school districts, PCISD and FISD. Their price, I'm just gonna say between 400 and 500. Whoops. Oh, no, I have one. Great. So I'm seeing down here at the bottom every time I search, right? Let's just say that's good. That's what they want. Pool is a plus, but not necessary. Now, if I do pool, watch, it's gonna go down to 4 don't have a pool. 5 do have a pool. So if it were me and I'm setting them up on a search, I'm going to set them up 2 different ways. Here are all the houses with a pool. Here are all the houses without a pool. Okay, I'm going to show you. So now I want to see, I'll just see all of them. Because a lot of people like League City people, like if they don't want to be on the other side of League City, like the west side, I can cut it off. Like, hang on, I'll show you. This is where you're searching, and it depends on how detailed they want to be. Because let's say I do League City. 77573. So now I want to look on a map. Whoa, that's a lot, right? But let's say I know for a fact, and I'm going to take my polygon tool. Oh my God. And I know that they don't want anything past the side of 45, right? So I'm going to cut those out. So it went from 164 to 110. And now I'm going to go back. But if I were doing Friendswood and League City, I would set them up on different, I'd do a League City search. I would do a Friendswood search.
Yeah.
I would send it over to them separately, right? So we're going to delete the shape. I can also do it like this, where I can go draw a line. I do this a lot in for downtown, where I'm like, I know I don't want this particular corner. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. I can say exclude this shape, and it'll get rid of those. So it depends on how you're looking, right? How you're trying to set them up. If I go back and I just do Friendswood, but let's say they don't care about Friendswood ISD, but they do want a pool. So I go from 36 down to 7, right? So again, now I want to see where they are at on the map. Okay. Whatever, I'm happy. Depends on how picky they are. Okay. If they are not picky, I'm going to select these all. I'm going to go to save, new auto email. If they're not in your saved already, you got to fill it out as a new client customer. If they are in there already, and like you've set them up on multiple searches, I just do myself. I always do like a cute little, I'm gonna do a little emoji. Hi, Lori.
Mike Cressman said he's trying to ask a question and he doesn't think you can hear him.
I cannot.
And I said, well, make sure you hit the unmute button.
That's what he didn't do the first time.
So,
He probably can't see the screen because I didn't share it.
oh,
Google Meets is a lot different than Zoom when you share a screen.
are you in it?
Uh-huh. I thought I was. I was a second ago.
I think that was that message. Did you just send it to you right now? Or was that from earlier? Because I think
Yeah,
we were
'cause-
talking about the message from earlier.
Yeah, it's probably earlier because we already asked this question.
He said he left the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can help.
Yeah. And then I name it something cute. Friendswood Homes. for you. And if it's like, I'll do with pool. So if I'm going to set it up with no pool, this is, so every time they get an email, I can tell if it's with a pool or without a pool, right? If they're not picky, I set them up on ASAP and I send it off and then they're set up. But I can set it up for as many different ways as possible. Pool, no pool, or just everything in Friendswood, or it depends on how, you know, how I want to break it down. Now, if they are super picky and they're like, oh, we hate carpet, we can't, you know, we're allergic to carpet, it's like whatever, then I don't go ASAP. I go to enable concierge mode. I repeat, do not pick the listings until you get through this part first. It'll be a waste of time. So just set it up. Know that you're going to do it on a concierge mode, save and go to approvals. That is where you are going through picture by picture, looking for carpet, right? No carpet. This one passes the test. Go to the next one. So on your pickier people, you are like literally having to look. Sometimes I will be in a price point that's like, it could be a condemned home. It could be a livable home. So I set it up on concierge to make sure I'm not sending them out like garbage that they can't live in. Right. So like I have
Set it up on concierge mode.
concierge.
Where do you find that at?
I'm going to show you. So I'm going through. So concierge is, hang on. I don't know if I can go back.
Sorry.
Hi, Natalie. I'm almost done, I promise. Concierge is right here. Enable concierge. These are for your picky people or ones that you're trying to be extra special. You want to make sure you're not sending them, you know, like it has to be a good fit, you know, and like only you know what that looks like, you know. So again, if I save and go to approvals, you have to go through, oops, I gotta redo all that. Are you grading me like when the like principal comes in to the teacher's room and they're like, how are you doing today?
I'm just gonna sit in.
I'm just gonna sit in, see how you're doing. I did not use any cuss words today, Natalie.
Listen, I don't have the brain to grade nobody.
So again, I'm gonna just say like randomly, like, okay, this one passed the test, this one passed the test, this one passed the test, and this one passed the test. All the others did not pass the test.
Yeah.
I go to approve. Now that gets emailed to them immediately. Okay. The rest did not pass the test. I'm rejecting them. So now Hara's going to email me every time I get something that matches. Okay. If I have, so see, it says approved, that little yellow ribbon. Sorry. Now, let's say that email was a couple days ago. I forgot to actually approve it. So these are all my concierges that are waiting. So those are the ones that I just sent to myself. These are actual like clients that
The heart will populate.
Har will email you and be like, you need to approve this email for your clients.
That's cool.
And so it'll sit here. This guy, he doesn't check his email. So I'm supposed to be texting him listings when I see he's not interested. So I stopped doing it. This guy's trying to get his mom here, but mom hasn't even sold her house yet. So it's like, I'm not going to keep spamming you either. This guy could probably send him a house. But again,
There's a tab that when you pull up houses that you click on to be able to get to that concierge.
so it depends, like I'm setting up a search. So it depends on whether or not I want to set it up as a concierge mode.
Right.
Like I already know that they like this floor plan. Like I'm approving it. So it depends on how the search is set up. If they're not picky, then I don't need to put them on a concierge. I can just send them. That makes sense?
Yeah, you can try, I'm sorry, I try not to put them on the concierge because then if you don't approve them, they ain't getting shit. You know what
You
I
have to
mean?
go in and approve them.
Right, if you don't go in,
You
then they're not.
You could
doing
time block to get it done.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, like every morning, check your concierge list,
Yeah.
time block it. Now, once I have them set up on a search, does that make sense? How to set somebody up? Play around with
Yeah,
it,
so
set
like
yourself
how
up
I
on a
would normally
search.
Set a search. What I
Yep.
did not see was that there's more options instead of just emailing them that just one
Uh-huh.
search you did.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It can go
okay,
out
so I
immediately.
never
It can
seen
go
that.
out weekly. So for my listings, I set up my listings on a weekly comparable.
Cool, I
to
did not
show-
know that was a
Mhm.
thing. but you
Now,
did
if
that.
you're in and out of like looking for things, you can always go back over here and get into something like what you just left. Does that make sense? Like I can pop around in this and go back to where I was looking. Now let's say that I've sent them the search, they're sending me addresses and they're like, you want to go see this house or these are our favorites. It depends on how they send them to you. Sometimes they'll text you, sometimes they'll screenshot, sometimes they'll put them in the portal. Yes, of course. I'll see you later. Like I have a guy. It depends, like everyone's different, but I have a guy like the one with the 22, like I'm looking at her favorites. This guy, I knew what he wanted to go see. I go to his name. I can see he's got 10 favorites. If he wants to go see all 10 of his favorites, well, first of all,
Oh, so he kind of
And that happened when you.
curate the list.
correct.
Yeah, when you. I keep. thinking, I'm sorry. When you send out the initial search of the houses and stuff, when he opens it or whatever, he can go and click.
He can
it.
heart it.
He can heart it, and then you'll have that on your back end
Mhm.
from just sending it to him, and
Mhm.
you didn't have to set him up in there.
No, I did set him up.
Oh, you did set him
I
up.
set him up. This is from, he has favorited the ones I have sent to him. But sometimes they like look outside of their search and they're like, oh, I found another house. It's not anything that I told you about, but I found it and I want to go see it. Here's the address.
Yeah.
So let's say that like I want to take him to see these houses. First of all, I'm going to take the ones that's pending. This is sold. This is withdrawn. I only have active. So now I've got these 7 houses. Well, now I'm going to go to my directions. Well, hang on, let me go back. I'm going to put it in his cart. I didn't make him a cart yet. Dang it.
Uh-huh.
I would make,
So you go to new card.
I would go to new cart. Yep. And I would say
That's his name and email.
Josh Boucher, and then his info is right here because I've set him up on a search, so I know he's in here. So then I just created a cart for him, right? So after I created the cart, now I want to know what order I'm going in. I'm about to go take him to see all these houses. So I'm coming from 45. So this is number 7, but I'm going to make it my number 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then I go if I'm scheduling these, and I actually showed this man yesterday, these houses. So like how I did it was I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I would go in a circle. I get to map it.
Right.
If I go back to the search I did over here in Friendswood, same thing, actions, directions. Or like, let's say I sent that list out and my client's like, oh, I liked these 3 the best. So I've got out of 7, I've got 3 checked. They're the ones that they want to see. I say, okay, great. I'm going to add it to your cart. Because sometimes they like drip you like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one. Oh, I'm going to add this one too. I'm going to go see this one. Or if they send you a list of all their favorites, it's different every time. I add 2 and I'm going to view their cart. I got some terminated ones in there. And that's where also I'm about to schedule. I can see if something's pending. If they sent me an address and I'm like, oh, that's pending. We can't go see it. I'm going to get rid of it. But if I go back to my dashboard, here's all my people that I'm showing. So everything that everybody wants to see, I'll keep it in their cart. When it's time to schedule, I select all. I go, well, first of all, I go to directions and I see, and I'm going to be honest with you. it depends on what I'm doing. Do I want to end closer to my house? Or do I have another appointment after this one? So where it's like, okay, I need to hit 45 and then go on to my next appointment. So I'm going to go deep and end there. And then I'm going to head to my next appointment. Or I'm going to start here and go deep and be closer to my house.
Yeah.
It depends. Or if I'm like, I'll be nice. I know you live. I'm going to end where you live. It depends on the day, like, and my mood.
Right.
Right. So then I'm going to schedule. I am very old fashioned when it comes to the way I schedule and the way everyone can do it differently, but you have to have a system. Right. So I'm going to schedule, and let's say I want to end closer to my house. So I'm going to start at that furthest one. And I guess I'm just like, on the days that like your phone carrier like loses service and like no one's phone works or something, or you're in a service area that like you can't get service, I always write down my route. Right? They want to go this Saturday at 2 p.m. So I start at 2 p.m. And this is what no one would show me. Sometimes it depends on how far 1 and 2 are. I'll map it. It says it's 15 minutes. Okay, we'll probably be in the house for 10 minutes and then we'll be on the road for 15 minutes. So it's probably safe to do it in a 30-minute increment. But if they're close together like this, I do 15-minute increments. If they're side by side like this, sometimes I do the exact same.
Right.
So if I'll do 2 p.m. and then the next one I'll do 2:15 and the next one I'll do 2:30. But sometimes I've got clients that walk in and go, nope.
Yeah.
Unless I know that it's vacant, then I'm not going to. So this is when I go back.
Right. Or they'll just pull up and walk in and be like, nope.
Right. So then I go to Showing Smart. And this is how I'm going to schedule because I already have the order and I already have my times. I'm going to request showings. And then I can see right here, this home is vacant, this home is vacant. And then I don't know about this one, but if I look at the pictures, it depends on, but I'll put off to the side, vacant, vacant, vacant. Because it tells me it's vacant. And then I schedule. So when I go to pick a time, they've changed this to where sometimes you can do 30 minutes, you can do an hour. I'm always choosing an hour. And then I can pick 2:15, 2:35. See you, Laura. Yes, ma'am. And then that's how I pick my times. And then once I get confirmed, like I'll go to home. So I have no showings today. These are showings on my listings, but all my confirmations would show up here. And then I put the access next to the time. I'll do like combo 1, 2, 3, 4 or Supra. So this is my little cheat sheet on where we're going next and how to get in. I don't have to keep looking at my phone. I don't have to wait for my service to do its thing. Sometimes there's notes like, don't let the cat out. And I'm like, don't let the cat out. Okay. Wear shoe covers. Right. So that's where, so that's how I schedule. That's how I search. You should play around with it. Set yourself up on a search, do a fake showing, but make sure you choose, preview instead of a showing. And you're showing like, I'll show you. But, do some tests, like, especially if it's vacant or it's like a listing here in the office, you can go practice scheduling. You can like way up here, agent preview, not a showing. I don't have a client with me. It's just an agent preview. So you can play around with that. And then the last thing that I do in my section that's over is, has everyone opened a Supra?
I know. Yeah.
You have you opened a Supra before?
No.
Do you have your e-key access?
Oh,
No. You're like,
Yeah.
that's why we talk about it.
I went with my sister on a showing, so she got that, so.
Yeah, so it's good to practice, right? So you need your e-key. You can go into the Bay Area office, super e-key. You have this to open doors.
So where do you
Or
get
need
that?
to download that app or?
You need to download that, but you have to activate it through HAR. You have to pay dues. There's money involved. I don't really remember.
Yeah.
It's like $17 a month. It used to be like $12 a month. Yeah. So like if I'm showing a house,
Um, there's a way that you can only enter your code once a day. If you're showing a lot of houses, you go to key, you type in whatever your PIN is, you activate it, it has to be activated, it has to start opening. Then you'll see it says discovering, and you'll say opening, and then it'll say success.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a way for you to only have to enter your PIN once a day. So now every time I use my E key, and that's in your settings. So it says required PIN once a day. Otherwise, you're typing your PIN in every single time, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to try it, I use the key, the big key.
This one here?
I've already entered the PIN, so now you have to activate it
Oh, okay.
every time. The bottom.
Oh, this
Punch
one.
it in.
Oh.
Punch it in. Now it's blinking. Now
Gotcha.
now you're watching. Now when it says success, I want you to pop it. I want you to push it in and let it fall out. So this is usually hanging on the front door.
Yeah, I have seen them. I've seen them.
And this is what I do, right?
Yeah.
I've already met my client, right? So I'm a female, so I'm very cautious about safety. I don't want to turn my back to anybody.
Yeah.
But I've already met my client, so I know they're not gonna murder me, right? So I get to the house, I open it. This is me.
Mhm.
Everyone's different. Some people want to carry this in a bag or something. I don't do that. I don't have a bag. It's like, I have my keys on my arm and I have my phone in my pocket. I put this outside the front door. I always knock before I enter. Even if I know it's vacant, I'm like, hello, I open the door, I turn around, I lock the door.
Yeah.
For safety.
Right.
People have followed me in. Oh, we just want to see the house.
Yeah.
You might be a serial killer, so I'm so sorry I can't allow that.
Right.
I don't exactly say that, but that's really the premise. Like I already know my client, they are my clients. They made an appointment. I'm happy to help you, but I'm gonna have to schedule a whole appointment,
Right.
outside of this. You can't, this is not an open house. I'm so sorry for your safety and mine. But I lock the door and then I carry the key with me. I like to show when I have pockets, like either adjustment pockets or pants, or I'll put it like on my, I'll somehow carry the key in my hand because not only does it go to the front door, but it can go to the back door, it can go to the garage door.
Right.
I always have the key with me, and then when I'm done, and again, if the agent pulls up on you and you're still showing, first of all, they can't get in because the door is locked. B, they can see there's an agent inside. The super's been opened.
Right.
So then I've had people like, hey, I've been showing. I'm like, we're almost done. We'll be right out.
Yeah.
This is my client's appointment. If you're early or late, that's not my problem. Sometimes they are overlapping showings. So you kind of have to be careful about that, but you don't have to easy access. That's something you should work on getting.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely look into getting that. That's on Hard, you said?
At Heart, the Bay Area store.
Oh, okay.
And if anybody wants this, you can have it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask those copies.
No, I need to get the program and make a whole thing right now.
Okay. Perfect.
Yes, I'll be making copies of that.
Yes, you can have it. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Oh, then,
Is there a whole nother class?
Yeah, Aislinn is next. I'm so sorry.
That is hard. I haven't gone out in forever and I went to a friend's house last night. We had wine, her husband broke out the damn, what is it called?